Hello and welcome to One Stop Co-op Shop Streamed, your one stop for co-op news and playthroughs. And today we are playing through, oh come on, it's Friday, it's Marvel Champions Day. What's up, everybody?
Woo!
How's it going?
It's going awesome. We decided to, Brandt's like, hey, we should do some 3-player. We haven't done 3-player in a while. I'm like, you're absolutely right. We have not done 3-player in a while. And then, so afterward, we are going to talk about 3-player and what we think of it in the post-stream discussion. But we said, let's play against a shorter villain. So we went against Collector, which is probably the biggest, terrible, most pain in the butt villain there is. But we're doing it. We're doing it live.
That's right.
I mean, at least we didn't pick, Loki. 3-player Loki.
Yeah. I mean, that would be surge after surge after surge. That's true. Collector, you just have to,
It's just very long, too.
Yeah, it's just long because you have to defeat multiple Lokis.
Yep. All right, so we do have an option now. They keep modifying the mod and making it better and better. So do you want to do clickable counters or do you want to do number counters? So, for example, this is a number counter where you click, 2, 3, you could click up to 6 or 7 for damage. Or, old school, click over here and, right-click and left-click to change the number. Do you have a preference?
Oh.
I feel like that's way too many options.
All right, I'll go to the... I think I like the number one better, the way that this is set up, not the way that the old mod was set up. All right, so we've got it all set up, but we're doing something different. We're going to start doing this more often, is random modulars. So I did not put a modular in yet. I did put these standard and difficult cards in. I guess I should say hey to everybody. Hey, Victor Von Doom. Hey, Brian's Basement. And hello, 9 Down. Welcome. All right, so we're going to do, he only gets one modular, so we're going to do a random modular. Do you want to know what it is or no?
It's just Kree Fanatic, right?
I mean, it could be. It could be. I can look at it. Do you want to see it? Or shuffle it in?
It's time for the
Look at it and then not tell us, unless it's Kree Fanatic.
All right, so...
Those are galactic artifacts?
That's what it is for everybody. Well, I thought we weren't telling Terence. Come on, Brandt.
Did you not? I had no idea.
Did you not hear the rules of the game?
Didn't hear the rules. I was looking over at the chat.
Nice. Oh, did somebody... Oh, and Wasteland's here. Hello, Mary. Welcome.
Sorry, Terence.
I think it'll be okay. All right. Honestly, I don't even know what Galactic Artifacts does, so it's fine.
It's good for Brandt. Lot of scheming, right? Side schemes. And those
they have victory points.
I guess it's annoying because you have those attachments that go on that you kind of go on to get rid of.
Yeah, it's not good for me because I mostly focus on the main scheme, so it'll be tricky. And there's so much on those schemes.
And aren't they all victory point ones though? So they wouldn't go into the collection?
Yeah, they're nice because when you do get rid of them, they go away except the attachments.
The attachments are brutal, yeah, because you got to spend 3 resources to get rid of them, and then 2 resoursos to get them out. So they cost 5 resources to get out.
I mean, I feel like we don't have to get things out of the collection, guys. What are you talking about?
Gotcha. We're playing that kind of game.
Yes, so we went clearly very event-heavy heroes here with Ms Marvel, Spiderman, and Gamora. So I figured between the 3 of us, we should have 1 or 2 events in our decks.
But minions do go into the collection, so
I'm well aware. I'm well aware of all of this. So, I got cross counter and acrobatic move.
We have 0 minions.
I mean, shh. Don't tell the audience that. When revealed in player order, each player must choose to either put the top card of their deck face up into the collection or take 3 damage. I mean, is this one of those situations where we take 3 damage and recover right away?
Yes, but we also have to put 1 in the collection.
Oh.
So the main scheme says we put 1 in the collection, and then the collector says we put 1 in the collection.
So should we have done that before we drew our cards?
I think technically,
all right,
yes.
So I'm going to take my first card out, which is one I actually wanted to play, but that's fine. And I'll just draw a different card. I will play by the rules of the game. All right, so this starts with 4 per player, which is 12, which is not a little. And if there are at least 5 per player cards in the collection, then bad things happen. We lose, so that's bad. And you could either choose to exhaust your hero or spend 2 resources of any type. So I guess it's 6 and 1/2 dozen the other with the 3 hit points versus a card in the collection. because we could just exhaust to get it back anyway. Or
yeah, I mean, this gives you the option of keeping the damage and exhausting and keeping the collection clean on turn 1.
I mean, it sounds like you've played this before. Like I feel like this isn't your first time. By the way, I got
it's not his first rodeo.
No, not at all. By the way, I did start with Hulk and a Power of Aggression in my hand. So there is that.
Is it because you're sad you're not playing Hulk?
Well, I might.
Turn?
I don't know if I'm going to play Hulk. I might play him. I mean, Hulk is literally just a chumper in this deck, although certainly not against a collector. He's just to keep minions at bay. So I don't know. It would be sad to discard that, but that might be the right call still.
You just need me to be flush with cash. That's.
I mean,
so if I wince and scream, I got a kitten, and he's in like middle age, whatever teenage years, and he's just attacking my feet violently.
Nice.
Keeping you on your toes.
Oh man, I don't want to get rid of any of these cards in my opening hand except for Energy Spear.
Wait, who's first player?
I think Brandt should go first. We'll start left to right.
Do I take the hammer
first? You could actually just hit this 1 over here, and it'll come to you. It's like magic.
Oh man!
It's
wow.
like Mjolnir.
I'm worthy.
You are worthy. And then do we have to do anything else for setup, or was that it? All right.
That's it.
Any votes? I'm gonna get rid of Hulk. Am I getting rid of forward momentum?
Are you? You getting rid of Hulk? Oof.
I mean, he's really just there to block. We don't have any minions out yet. What do you think? Should I hold him? Just play him since I got the power aggression?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends if you're fishing.
I mean, I'm fishing for my sword.
Yes,
clearly. I mean, Keen Instincts
right?
is going down. The question is, like, do I then play forward momentum, which I would like to do?
Are you keeping cross counter? Or you ditching it?
I was thinking of ditching cross counter and Hulk, and I already got rid of Spear. I don't know.
And we're all staying down turn 1, I assume?
I'm probably flipping up.
All right. I got a double resource and boot camp. All right. So much for Hulk. I think boot camp's going out instead. I think boot camp just took the Hulk spot.
Well, Hulk and power can
exactly right.
Right.
Yep.
I'm going to flip-flop these cards so we know whose are whose. We can stack them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we can just go down the path.
All right, there's a lot of chat. Has anybody been able to keep up with it? I am...
That's your job, Peter.
It's mostly just like, oh, good, this is watchable. Brandt's here, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I buy that.
Yeah, no.
I buy that. I mean, that's why we've got such a hip and hopping audience today, is because you're here. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started then. Brandt.
All right. I'm going to use my Teen Spirit and flip for a card. I got a big hands.
Nice.
So I'm going to immediately use that big hands to play Nakia. And Nakia lets me exhaust while I'm in Alter Ego to pay 1 less for a card. Or for the next card I play. Which is kind of weird. I don't really...
I mean, you could play a card first if you want, and then use it right before you flip.
Yeah, I have the right resources, so it's a little weird. So I'm going to play 2 to put down my sense of justice. I guess my option would be to hold this instead of Quake. So I will use Nakia and then use Quake to play Sense of Justice. I will flip, and when I flip, I will play Lay Down the Law using Sense of Justice, which removes 4 threat because I spent a mental.
Seems good. So 1, 2,
then I will
3, 4.
Exhaust. Yep, I'll exhaust to take it back.
Ah, look at you.
And then I will play it again using Determination, so it'll remove another 4, and Determination will remove 1.
Brandt, it's almost like you played this game before. What are you doing? You're making us look good. I don't like that.
Well, I only have 7 health. That's the issue.
Yes. Well, Spider-Man's going to take care of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I am done.
Go ahead, Terence. I see a Quinn Carrier turn 1. Seems good.
I'm going to heal. Unfortunately, I can't use my Genius, my Scientist line thing, which is a...
Why not? For Quinn Carrier.
You have to be Avenger.
Wait, what?
You have to be an Avenger to play the Quinn carrier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
So I'll play that. Put out Quinn
Do you
carrier.
want your grid on, by the way, either of you? I have the grid on, but it's not necessary. It snaps cards.
Whatever.
I don't.
Do I keep my Desperate Defense?
I think so. It's how you block twice, right?
But he's also got back. Well, you could backflip on the second one, or the first one if you get a bad enough draw.
I'll use energy to get something out of here. Do you want your endurance, Brent?
No, you can take your sidestep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need acrobatic move. I mean, free attack is always nice because sword and removing threat, but it's not necessary.
I mean, I have 3 copies of sidesteps. I'm not like super sad that it's in the collection.
Yeah, I mean they all got to come through, so I can grab mine next turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to exhaust to heal myself 3 as well. I assume you're done.
Victor says I'm going to solo this game.
Yes.
We're just here to handicap.
I mean,
Brent.
really, let's be honest. That's what we're talking about here. All right. So this is kind of a weird hand, also, because I don't know that I can get Keen Instincts out, and if I do, then I can't get Boot Camp out.
Why not? It depends if you want 4 momentum.
Did you flip yet? Did you flip your top card?
Oh, good call.
top
Good
card.
call. That's right. So action. Look at the top card of your deck.
It's-
Come on, attack.
Like Brandt's playing Gamora before.
Thwart. It's a
There you
free
go.
one, but that's okay. That's a resource for me right now. So I'm gonna set the pace to play Keen Instincts because I feel like that's good. I'm gonna use Power of Aggression and Hulk to pay for Boot Camp, and then I am going to just use forward momentum or pay for forward momentum with Genius.
Are you sure you want 4 momentum over set the pace? Because you could use this to just get this out of the collection instead, right?
That's true. That's true. Okay.
Like, I don't know if that 2 threat.
All right. So I would have paid forward
make or
momentum
break here.
to pay for Keen Instincts. These 2 still pay for Boot Camp. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah. 1 thwart is good enough. So 1 thwart, badink, and 1 damage, badink. And then I do have the double resource. See, this is why we keep you around, Terence.
All right.
And I'm going to take my acrobatic move back because...
Oh, I'm actually dumb. I'm holding a double resource. I will totally use
maybe,
it.
I don't know. Maybe you want to hold it.
Totally use it. Keep that collection down. That steps 1 and 2 are keep the threat under control and the collection down. Then we'll worry about building and all that stuff.
I mean, I feel like we did a good thing on turn 1.
Yeah.
And Terence has 2 defensive cards and the Quinn Carrier seems pretty good. All right, so let's ready everything up and go ahead and draw our cards. Come on, sword. Where's my sword?
Did not draw wiggle room.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
But I got my suit and my shrink, which is amazing.
Terence, I'm going to go ahead and defend for myself so you can defend for Brandt this turn. Just because I got cross counter, right? I mean, there's no reason not to.
Makes sense.
Okay. Sure. It's a cost 1. Yeah,
Yep.
cost 1.
And then we can decide whether we want me to play concussive blow or drop kick, and I might not have a choice because I might not have the correct resources to pay for. Actually, I can't stun on drop kick, so it'll probably be concussive blow. But anyway, we will get to that in a second. All right, so we're going to add 1, 2, 3. I am not used to this, so when I screw this up at some point tonight, everyone yell at me.
Perfect.
So I added 3 to the threat this time, though.
It's the difference between 2 and 3 player.
I mean,
game.
right
there.
like that's all we're gonna say at
That's
the end.
right.
What's the
That's
difference
it.
between 2 and 3 player? 1 more threat. So Brandt's getting attacked. Are you defending for him?
Sure, I'll defend for him. I will desperate defense this. How much did he hit
2
for?
plus
2?
the flip. Flip it 2, so that's 4 total. And you block for 5, so you can ready yourself. Then he's going to attack you, Terence, and I assume you're just going to take it and then backflip it.
Well, I get to draw a card
Oh,
first.
yeah. Did you do that?
Okay.
Oh, you got more desperate defense.
Do I hold this so I can play Black Widow, though? and just defend normally.
I mean, you could backflip. Don't forget, and still play Widow.
Then I have to ditch Aunt May
Oh,
to play Widow.
yeah. Free 4 healing is pretty darn good.
You don't need Aunt May. Like, you're gonna take such little damage.
I mean, it's your call.
And Brandt we trust.
Are you? We're just going with it. All right. So, are you doing anything? Nope.
No.
All right. Just the 2. I mean, you just may want to take that. Also.
Oh yeah, I'll take it.
And then I'm gonna take this 2 + 1, 3. Hey, guess what? Cross counter. So that
Nice.
prevents 3 damage and removes a threat and does a damage, but because it's a thwart. All right, so we're gonna do an attack, which does 1 damage, which also removes 1 threat. Then we're gonna do our thwart, which removes 1 and does 1 damage. Let me make sure I got that right. Prevent 3 damage, deal 1 damage, and remove 1 threat. Yep. So basically 2 damage, 2 threat removed, and block 3 damage. All in 1 card that costs 1, which is pretty darn good.
Yeah, that's a great card. Especially when you get hit for 3.
Yes. Now, actually, yeah, I'm going to use Keen Instincts because it doesn't matter. I'm going to probably do Concussive Blow. Because Dropkick won't work. I need literally all fists for Dropkick. That's the big negative of that card.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once you get all your
Keen Instinct.
Yeah. Once I get it all, it's fine.
and
But
Marshall.
right off the beginning, it's not great. Okay. Well, that is that. Now we all have to draw a bad event card. So, Brandt, if you haven't seen this mod before, it's over here. Ba-dink, ba-dink, ba-dink. Let's do this.
All right, I will flip and go home.
I mean, not terrible to get rid of it turn 1 out.
I mean, isn't home kind of far away?
I don't know where you.
Collector?
I don't know where you want. Not for her. Only for Spider-Man.
I mean, Naki is sitting here. You're good. You got like people at home that like you and care about you. Gamora doesn't have that. She's got Thanos waiting for her. Oh. Wait. It says discard. Oh. Yeah, discarded from play. Goes to the collection. Wow, that's
And
terrible.
There's 2 in his set, or in his kit. Or there's 1 in his kit and 1 in the standard.
One reveal, place 4 threat on each side scheme. Well, guess what? No side schemes, so we're going to find one. Oh, there we go. I mean, the nice part about this is there's plenty of side schemes. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then hinder 2 per player. So that's going to be 6 more. Yeah.
I couldn't put Spider-Man in.
One defeated, the player who defeated the scheme may heal 4 damage from their identity. Ooh, we want Brandt to do that. And he's the thwarter. So everything seems to be coming up golden here. And this is a victory point card, so it will not go to the collection.
Oh, but you potentially could draw into 1.
Yeah. Yep. I could draw into it. I can't get it back though, so there's no way I'm going to remove 9 threat.
I mean, I'm going to be removing 1, and I could thwart for another 2 if you want me to. So that'd be 3 of it if you can get to 6.
Yeah, I'd max at 5.
Well,
but then Spider-Man could exhaust.
thwart for 1.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, Black Widow, right? Well, although you don't necessarily want to.
So this is a good example where I should actually take my Teen Spirit action on Terrence's turn.
Okay.
Because then we can see what I get.
I am the law.
When I flip.
That would have been nice.
Oh, you finished your turn? Is that what
We
you're
don't
saying,
talk about Bruno.
No, I mean lay down the law would have been nice.
Oh, yeah, no, that would have been nice for sure. Yeah, I got Bruno here, but I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything.
We don't talk about Bruno.
What are you thinking about your turn, Brandt?
So I mean, I'm just gonna have to play all these permanents. That's all I can do.
So are you gonna thwart? Oh,
I got 0 things to thwart with, and I'm exhausted. So I got 0 threat removal. I could stay down, build, and then draw 6.
I mean, I am gonna do concussive blow, by the way.
On the lawn.
So there is that.
Yeah. So I could do that. I could just stay down on my turn.
Yeah, you may as well.
How much can you thwart for, Peter?
I can thwart for a grand total of 3.
3? Between 2 of us, we can only do 6.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay. I still think you take it off of this, and that.
Yeah, we're just gonna get 1 extra card, and then I should be able to flip up and clear it next turn.
So you think we just have Widow Thwart for 2, and then I just get a card out of collection?
Yeah. I mean, it
so.
feels like you want that helicarrier or Quinn carrier back at some point. So 2 off of the side.
Yeah.
All right. My turn's going to be pretty quick. I am also going to thwart for 2. Ba-ding. And I am going to concussive blow using at least 1 fist. And if you use at least 1 fist, it confuses the enemy. If you paid for this card using a fist resource, it also deals 3 damage. So he's confused, and he takes 3 damage. And because it is an attack event, we also thwart 1. So boom, there's that.
Yeah, this stunning and confuse. He's a classic boss where like it can be annoying to stun and confuse, but he's so susceptible to it. Like it really slows him down if you can stun and confuse him.
Yeah. Now, force interrupt when a card. Oh yeah, that's just that. I mean, yeah, scheming for 3 is pretty brutal.
Yeah.
All right. Then nobody's paying attention to the chat, right? This is harder with 3
did.
players. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of people saying hi, talking about the collector. They're saying it was exciting that he stole the Quinn carrier and put it in his collection.
Yeah. Well,
wasn't exciting for me.
yeah. Let me tell you who it wasn't exciting for. If he would have taken boot camp, I would have let him have it. Like, I mean, this deck is not for sure built around boot camp. So we're up.
I mean, it's fine. Spider-Man draws 6 cards in here.
Sorry, Brandt. I literally just missed your entire turn. I just realized. So what?
I used a double resource to play Shrink. I exhausted Nakia to play my suit. My suit allows me to play an event. It gives me 1 wild resource towards an event. Then I discarded my Embiggen to play Bruno, and then I exhausted Bruno to put Big Hands in his hands. So I got a ton of permanents on the table.
She is great for this stuff. And Brandt, that fits your playstyle to a T. You love being alter ego. And I mean, I do too. Don't get me wrong. I just can't figure out how to do it consistently.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm always on here telling you guys to go alter ego, but I'm just seeing, I love the fact that you guys play and you don't flip, because it's cool for me to see that, like, to see how you get wins. So if I ever come across this, like, I'm telling you, know what I mean? Like, that's just my play style. I love that you guys stay. I'm always like, oh my gosh, why don't they flip? He's confused and there's 1 threat. Like, flip!
Well, yes, I don't think we're that dumb. If he's confused and there's 1 threat, I think we would probably flip down. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we've missed that in the past. But I feel like we're not that bad at the game. Like,
no. I was being hyperbolic.
All right, so we are going to add 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I feel like we're always like stressing out about 90 other things and we forget to flip down. And I bet we've retconned flipping down more times than anybody in the world, because we're like, oh yeah, we probably should have flipped down that turn, and then we're like, well, just do it. All right. So, yep, the threat is up to 6. He is now attacking Terence. You playing anything, Terence?
All right, I'll draw my card first. I will defend.
Just defend?
With never back down.
Which is what?
Stun if I don't.
Well, he does a total of 4, 2 plus the 2, so he is stunned. And then, so he would attack me, but doesn't, because he's stunned, would scheme against you, but doesn't, because confused. I mean, that feels good. I'm going to just keep these stunned and confused over here. And just for...
Where's my flow like water?
What is flow like water? What is that card?
Yeah. So good.
It's every time I play a defense event, it does a damage to the attacking enemy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Seems good. All right, Terence, take your card.
I have 22 events in this deck.
Yeah, I have 20 some as well.
And Terence gets an extra card.
Oh yeah, because of this silly thing here.
Cool. I actually just get more
it's 2 more for you, Terence. Why not? We like Surge here.
Welcome to the Surge world. Oh man.
Attack me?
Cool. Did you want me to block for you?
Draw a card.
I did. I drew Never Back Down.
Which does not help when you're exhausted.
That doesn't help me now.
I mean, I can block for you. Yeah. I have 2 defense. It's not like I'm terrible at blocking.
Sure. I won't say no.
I'll take it for you, Terence. I only take 1.
Oh, A whole one.
All of
damage.
the one.
Nice.
All right. Keep flipping.
2 more
Just
cards.
the 2 left. Uh-oh. Whose is that? One revealed. Put the highest card from your hand face up in the collection, or discard the highest card from your hand, then place threat on the main scheme equal to the printed cost.
Are we okay with threat here, or do we want this in the collection?
I mean, either way you lose it, right? So that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's easier to get it out of the collection than to get rid of threat right now, because we have 10 threat on the board between these 2 things right now.
It goes up to 30. Just putting that out there as well.
I mean, but anybody can exhaust or pay too to get it out, right?
Yeah, I feel like if we have 0 in the collection, it's fine. If I was loaded up with events, but unfortunately I only have 1 thwarted.
Oh,
so.
there it is.
Thanks, Peter. I'm blaming this on you, Peter.
Black Widow.
I don't have mental.
Wait, why don't you have mental in your deck if you got Black Widow? What's...
I have it in my deck. I just don't have it in my hand. I mean, I also that's part of the point of the Quinn carrier as well.
Right.
That
the
I
Quinn
did
carrier.
play on my
All
opening
right.
turn.
So, Shadows of the Past, that's Gamora. Here's Spider-Man. Well, this doesn't come out yet, but I'll put it there anyway. This comes out first.
Let's see. Take 3. Cool.
Uh,
Remember that time when Brandt told me I didn't need Aunt May?
It's true.
she's in your hand, so you got that going for you.
Yeah, you can play her easily now.
Yeah, I might just play her and flip down and heal up. Well, that was me.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I feel like. Oh, by the way, drink everybody if you haven't yet.
We also all have to get rid of a
when
random
revealed,
card.
each player places a random card from their hand face down here. All right, so there is a button for that. It is this button here. Discard random. And then
Yep, I got it.
Freaking kidding me. That
Bug?
makes me angry. Now,
well, you just need to get Brandt to.
So wait,
get
this
that
is
back, right?
Just gotta
9
remove
threat,
9
and then
threat.
each player plays a return each face down. Yeah, but the problem is it's got to happen. Well, if he does it through events, it can. Oh no, because he's flipped down. Son of a gun.
He also doesn't have the events to do it except Snakebite, right?
All right. Well,
Yeah. I can only remove.
good news, Terence.
8
I got 2 free resources to get your helicarrier back now. And by the way, I got this stupid thing in front of me. What is this? Oh, villainous. 7 health. Awesome.
Oh my gosh,
I mean,
that guy's brutal.
Yes, and then he'll go to the collection if we do.
And another
Which
card.
one's this? Crystal Ball? I mean, at least it's victory. I don't mind when they have victory. Although, it's got 9 on it also. Why do these keep coming out with 9?
Yeah.
That's
How much they have?
That's the part where we play 3-player.
The player who defeated... I mean, they still would have been 7 in 2-player. I feel like 9 at 3-player is way better than 7 at 2-player. By the way, the player who defeated the scheme may play a card from their hand, reducing its cost by 3. So wait, when we get this, do we get these cards back immediately? All right, I feel like this is the one to go after, right? So we get our cards back?
Or the...
No, we get rid of this
Or the
first,
one that's giving us a
obviously.
card.
This is clearly number 1. But I feel like this before this, right?
Yeah.
That way we all get an extra card in our hand for the following turn.
Sure.
I'm just saying. Plus I want
Yeah, I
Bug
think
back.
so.
I'm pretty pissed about Bug right now. if you can't tell.
We got to get rid of this guy.
No, I
you
can't get rid
this
of that guy. What do you think? All right, so I'm playing Fusillade because I still don't have my sword, by the way. To put another Keen Instincts out. I am pretty happy about that, though. I can remove threat. Too bad I don't have an attack event. I can get this down to 1. Is that the right call? Or Brandt, do you have something that does 4 specifically? Or
5, 3, and 2.
all right, so 5 would probably... Unless you want to do the 2 on this.
What can you get rid of? 3?
Yeah, 3 is what I have. 3
I
is
guess you could
exactly
pull
what
the
I
3. You could pull the 3 off of
Which
this
one?
one, I guess.
have. The top one?
I guess this
All right.
upper.
So
yeah.
I'm going to spend Keen Instincts twice to do forward momentum. Unfortunately, I didn't have an attack event, but that will remove 3 threat. 1, 2, 3, and does 1
What are you
damage.
putting the damage on?
Oh
You wanna
yeah,
put
good
it on
call.
Manmark?
Good call.
Monarch?
Good call. Well,
Steve and Brian are both in the chat that I stream with. We're
Nice.
streaming tomorrow night.
and then I'll pay 2 to get your thing back. What are you streaming tomorrow night?
We've been going through all the waves. So we got past wave 2. We're now to Galaxy's Most Wanted. So we're going to play against Drang. We're doing Nebula, Groot, and Star-Lord versus Drang. And then we're going to do another 3 Guardians versus another Guardians Most Wanted. We've been switching between step into the portal and beat the game because I now figured out we can go live from Steve's channel. So we flip-flop between the 2 channels. Yeah.
Victor says Vulture is stealing stuff for the Collector. Yeah. Vulture's just punching me in the face as well. Oh, wait, we got Vulture here too? Should I have done damage on Vulture instead?
I mean, he doesn't have villainous, but he does.
I mean, are we going to get 7 on him, though?
Villainous seems worse.
I mean,
it's
I
gonna be
almost feel
tricky.
like we can get rid of this. Well, I don't know. We can get rid of anything sooner. All right.
So
I guess I got to stay up.
My options are to go full threat. I could also pull this big hands. I could get rid of. I could get rid of this guy, and maybe get rid of this scheme,
I mean,
and that would be
seems good. Right?
All right. Oh, I flipped my whole deck. My bad, everybody. Oh, there's Amir Khan. All right, so I will use Nakia to play Amir.
Place card from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck.
Card.
Oh.
Yeah. So I just got to see.
You can
Probably
right-click
should-
and search
Search, yeah.
instead.
I don't see search. There it is.
With the right, yeah.
This little thing is in the way.
This way we can see it too. Victor asks if I have Lockjaw. By the way, somebody have something cycling in the back? What does that sound? What were you doing, Terence? Do I need to look back at the video from the stream to see what the heck was that sound? So Arden wants to know if you have Lockjaw or Cosmo. I do not have either. I had Cosmo, and originally I did take Cosmo out just because it's just so hard to guarantee keeping him in play in this situation. Even though I have over half my deck events, it wasn't surefire enough. So I do not have either of them, unfortunately. Collector's tough, man. Collector's tough. Like, because anything that dies, like, Lockjaw's not great against Collector. Because he doesn't go to your discard, he goes here, is the problem. Alright, what did you end up? Brandt, you with us? Brandt? Earth to Brandt? Terence,
Is he in the Skype?
Oh, he just died. No!
He's in TTS though. Or his mouse isn't moving? His mouse is moving.
His mouse is moving. Oh, is that him coming back? I see a frozen picture of him. So we can be entertaining until he comes back. We could at least try to be. So, Terence, what did you do with your Spider-Man deck? You did protection, obviously. Do you have any permanent cards you're putting in play to, like, help remove threat or to...
No, I had those, but I removed them because Brandt said, "Don't worry about threat." Remember?
I didn't. I was not paying attention.
Well, he said that in the Discord group that when we were prepping for this. So I took out all my hard to ignores and stuff, and instead I just put in events. So I have more kind of defense events, and I also have the one that like they attack you to like cancel treachery when revealed.
Right. So we've got Brandt says it kicked him off Skype, and then we've got 9 down says Brandt down. Brian's basement said Microsoft just auto updated his computer. Nice. Victor Von Doom said Ghost Brandt moving the mouse cursor. Brian's basement said he gone. Nice. play his hand and see how crazy it goes by the time he gets back.
You could just narrate. You could narrate for Brandt while he's moving his mouse
I don't know if he's even listening because he's just pointing his mouse randomly at this point. I think he's trying to get on in the background, so I don't think he's actually on Tabletop Simulator right now. Should we just give him random cards in his hand and see how he reacts when he comes back? He's like, wait a minute, I had 2 Power of Justices. Why do I have, like, some random stuff? You know what? Let's skip his turn. We got 3 people here, right? Why not? It's a
you already went, so it really is.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Why don't you go while we're trying to get him back on? I mean, I don't think it'll matter, right? We'll play out of order. If it really matters in the big scheme of things, then we'll deal with it then. But I think he said he was getting rid of this, and he's getting rid of this. So don't do anything to those, and I think you'll be fine.
I mean, my turn's boring. I was just gonna play Nerves of Steel.
Seems good.
Which probably will mean it's gonna get discarded at some point into the collection. That seems to be the pattern. So.
Oh, you're flipping down?
I was going to flip down because this goes up to 30, right? So we're not super worried.
So Brent says he's on Skype, but it kicks him off. That's interesting. I'm gonna remove him from the call.
And then I was gonna play on.
And then I'm gonna add him back into the call. Huh. I don't know how to add him back into the call. There he is. Let me ring him. There we go. Let's see if that works. Boom. What was that?
I can't see him. I mean, I just see like a blank thing for him. So
he'll be back eventually. Maybe.
I mean, back eventually, maybe? Question mark. So this is, this is good after discussion. This is what happens when you play 3-player.
The problem with 3-player is people get kicked.
Technical difficulties. Just more chance.
I do this every Saturday night and have never had a problem. 9 Down says lots of laughs about sneaking into his deck. Thought your friend came over and fixed all your tech problems, Brandt. Should I restart my computer? Yes. Do something. Right now we're just chilling. Now can we figure out what he was gonna do?
Did he already do his
discard cards from top of your deck until you discard? Yes, he did. He got sneak by, I believe. Although it doesn't look like he did anything. It looks like he used this to play this. That's right. Oh no,
he got a mirror. He got a mirror from it.
Exhaust them to place a card from your discard on the bottom of your deck. He already did that.
But then did he draw? He did not, right?
He didn't draw.
Did you figure out what card he wanted to bottom?
He was searching through his deck.
Oh yeah, he put in big in, which he discarded.
Okay, so let's draw him a card. He's got another sneak by. Wow, that's a lot of threat removal. So then I feel like he'd flip up. Or would he put another card?
Bold move there.
Would he put a card under Bruno first? That's the question.
Maybe Red Dagger. I don't think he's planning on playing Red Dagger, right?
So put it under Bruno?
Sure. He's just gonna have to live with the decisions you're making here, Peter.
I love how I'm making these decisions. Oh no, he needed to get big hands, so he wasn't playing card under Bruno, because he was. Oops, I drew his card. That's okay. So he flips up. He's getting big hands to smack my dude. Right? We decided that's what he was doing.
So he can do 4. He still has to do 2 more after that.
Well, no. Doesn't he have something up here?
Big in, he bottomed, remember?
Oh. Well, you might have to do a damage then. Can you do damage? What did you do?
I was exhausted from blocking.
Well, that seems shameful.
That I did 2 defenses?
I mean, so can he play Red Dagger? Is the question now.
I mean, 1, 2, 3 allows him to play it. He can also just play Concussive Blow and do the 3, but it doesn't confuse anyone.
Yeah, then we don't confuse the villain. Is the problem. Damage kills mean and thwart the scheme with 4.
I think I'm here. Can you hear me?
He's back.
Welcome back.
Okay. Sorry,
Brandt came
I
back
have no
before
idea what
Peter finished your
happened.
turn.
My PC must have updated or something. I have no idea.
Midstream. They're like,
It just kept kicking me out every time.
no worries. Well, at least you're back now. All right. So what we did for you is we mirrored, and we just drew the card for a mirror because you already put something on the bottom. And then we flipped you up and used Bruno to get big hands into your hand, which I feel like is what you were going to do, right?
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I can't find Steam anymore. It's gone.
The Steam is gone from
Steam
your computer.
updated, which must have been what caused the issue. Oh, here we go. Okay. Holy cow. That's crazy.
Welcome to the big show. This is how we do it professional here, boys and girls.
It was weird how every time I logged in, I could hear you guys talk for like a second. I was like, hello, I'm here. And then it would kick me off.
Well, we had Terence just do his turn because all he did was play Nerves of Steel and then flip down. Although, why did you flip down? Oh, so you can Aunt May back up to full. Got it.
He typed my moves there into chat.
Who did?
I did.
Oh, and we weren't even... Grab big hands, use big hands, and sneak by. Now, that's still not going to be enough. Big hands won't kill...
Yeah, so then I got to play Red Dagger. I don't know if I have enough.
Well, the other option is to Ms Marvel big hands back into your hand.
Right. So if I play big hands and I use this, and I use one, or I just use this double resource, that does 4 damage, right?
Yeah.
And I use Ms Marvel to bring the big hands back.
Yep.
Then I use Sense of Justice and Big Hands to play Sneak By.
Well, hold on. I thought you were gonna... How are you killing my guy?
With Red Dagger.
Oh, you're still doing that. Okay.
So then Sneak By will be Shrunk, which will get rid of this Teapot.
Okay, and this is a victory. So do heal yourself 4, but this is a victory display. We'll just put it up here because these modulars won't be here much longer.
And then I will use these 3 to play Red Dagger, and he will kill the minion in front of you.
Nice. By the way, you use the word minion as if he's like some normal roly-poly dude.
He's just
Do I still have this Sneak By?
I almost feel like...
No, I don't think you do.
I don't think so either.
I almost
think it was
feel
just the one
like
I
we
played.
leave him in the collection.
Yeah, we could leave him there for a while.
Like, I don't see any reason...
Peter's saying
Yeah,
forever.
no.
I think it's fine.
Last turn of the game, if you want to pull him out, just to like taunt him, you can do that. But I feel like we should not pull something with 3 boost icons on the bottom, 2/2 villainous, 7 health
With 7
out of
health.
the collection. I almost feel like Collector is a bonus in this situation to keep this one out.
All right, sorry about that, everybody.
That's all right. People are used to it, man. They've seen us before. They know stuff goes wrong all the time. Most of it's our fault.
I kept it together. I knew what I wanted to do for my turn.
All right. Well, I got some stuff. Ooh. Decisive blow and set the pace is a nice
There you go.
combo right there. I get double resource for a whole lot of nothing though. Is the problem? Maybe I just hold that.
But your double resource. Well, no, you don't remove the guy from the collection, so never mind.
Yeah, no, not that. Well,
But if one of our cards gets put in the collection,
That's true. All right. So for now, let's go ahead and figure out the enemy turn. They're going to add 3 threat. Then who's first player? I am. I am going to get attacked, and there ain't nothing I can do about it. Do I block this? I feel like maybe I block this. Or am I flipping down since I have conditioning room?
You're not used to this much flipping.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
it's your
I mean,
call.
there's a lot of threat on the board still, though. I feel like maybe I just take this.
yeah, makes sense.
I mean, it's only 2. 3. I'm all right taking 3.
He doesn't hit that hard.
Wimp. All right. So you're about to get attacked, though. What are you doing?
I'm going to use Wiggle Room.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Star. If there are 3 per player or fewer cards in the collection, put the top card of your deck face up in the collection. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There's my 2 resources to
Here's
get your
my
mansion back.
mansion. All right.
Are you?
So then I'll.
Did you draw for that?
Would I draw this first? No. The boost would happen, then I would play Wiggle Room to prevent 3 damage, and then I get to draw a card for playing Wiggle Room.
Yeah. Are you meta? Are you?
I mean, I've got
Taking it back?
I'm
I'm not gonna take it back. He only hits for 3.
I am. I'm alright to get rid of or to get Mansion back for you. By the way. All right, so let's draw our cards, right?
No, he didn't.
He needs to thwart.
Oh.
Yeah. Scheme.
So 3 plus 2 more, 5.
Are you foiling that?
Yes.
Or
Oh,
do you?
what does foil
I'll
do?
play foiled. It cancels the boost on a scheme,
Okay,
so he just
2
adds
less.
the 3.
Yep.
Yep.
Foiled again. Now you're pulling that back in so you can play Daredevil or anything?
Let's see.
I mean, he'd have to do it on Wiggle Room to pull a card back.
Wait, what?
Or
Foiled's an event.
Yeah, I can't do it to that. He's right. Because it's not an attack, thwart, or defense.
Gotcha. All right. Are you going to do it for Wiggle Room or no? Too late, I guess.
No, I think I'm good.
Wait.
I think I'll try to play this concussive blow, flip down, and play the van is my goal.
All right. So now we draw our cards.
yes.
Eviction notice. Here you go, Terence.
Cool.
I mean,
just get rid of it.
Oh, mine is Hercules. Now he hits for 5. So triple punch to get rid of that.
so I guess we'll put the collection over here. Huh. And then that goes to the
Collection.
collection afterwards. Oh, Galactic
Yeah.
Artifacts. There you go.
Do you have? You do have triple.
I
punch.
do.
I have it. I could clear it.
I can too.
Okay.
Although I don't want to. Because Set the Pace, Decisive Blow is such a good combo.
Yeah.
3 damage versus 3 attack.
What?
It's just 3
Oh,
more
no,
damage.
no. I'm
right?
saying if Brandt can get rid of it.
I could,
yeah.
but then I wouldn't add any threat would be the issue. But I could flip down and at least add the van. Or I wouldn't remove threat.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We'll talk about it afterward. All right. So go ahead and Brandt, do your card.
I did mine. What was Terrence's card?
Yeah. What was my card? Did I not draw one?
Come on, Terence.
We also missed the threat from Vulture.
Oh, yes. One
Yes.
threat from Vulture. Good call. Put the lowest cost card you control face up into the collection.
God.
I mean, I feel like you don't need Aunt May right now. Like, you're fully healthy at this moment.
Terrence is taking the beat down on that. He's just pulling all the cards from him. That's what happens.
It's just it's
In a 3-player game,
Just
somebody
taking-
always gets dismantled. In ours, it's almost always Brian. He just gets dismantled
Nice.
completely. All right. So I want to do Concussive Blow and this van. But that means I won't get rid of the cloak, and I won't get a card out of the collection.
Did we do the 2 accelerations?
Oh,
I
we
don't
did
know if
not.
we ever did
Good
that.
call. Oh, man. And this one was there the turn before, too, right?
No, they came out
Okay.
at the same time.
Yeah.
They both came out last turn. Yes, good call.
Yeah. When Vulture came out.
So, I mean, it's up to you. The problem is that I will just do less, which is, I mean, one of us is going to do less, right?
I mean, 4 damage does kill Vulture for whatever that's worth.
With what?
Yeah.
Well, he just says 4 health.
So I actually
So
don't
if all you
need
do is
set the pace
decisive.
then, but then I'm removing one less threat because I can kill it with Decisive Blow. So I can set the pace and strength to get rid of this. And again, I lose the 7 attack, but I don't need the 7 attack if I'm just
I don't think
killing
that's as big
Vulture.
a deal, yeah.
Okay,
All right.
so since this is an event, I'll just do it now, right? Decisive Blow, get rid of Vulture. And then...
Nope. He goes to the
Wait, aren't
collection.
you using
No,
Keen
you're right.
Instincts to do
You're
that?
right. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. Yes. Double Keen Instincts for Decisive Blow. Then I'm using my Strength and set the pace to get rid of this, which goes into the... Which I also don't care if we ever remove from the collection, by the way. That is another one that I feel like can stay in there. Vulture, I could care less about. I mean, quick strike's kind of a pain in the butt, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter because as long as we have player cards, we're going to remove those, right?
Of course.
All right, so I'm going to use my suit and my big hands and Daredevil, and I'm going to play Concussive Blow.
Okay.
That's going to deal 3 damage.
And confuse.
And confuse him. Because I did use a punch. And then...
Are you taking
Not going to take it back. I'm going to instead exhaust to get a card back from the collection. So here's Aunt May. Then I'm going to use Red Dagger to remove 2 threat. So I think just off the main scheme at this point, right?
Oh, wait a minute. I played an attack event, so I can remove 1 also.
Okay. Because if I draw Lay Down the Law, I can clear this one next turn.
Okay. Well, then I'll take it off the main also. So you can take 2 off the main?
Yep.
All right.
Red Dagger goes up. I don't know how to do this now.
Hit 2. Just hit mouse over and hit 2.
Okay.
We can use the other ones. Like I said, I can...
I'm going to... No, it doesn't bother me. I just didn't know how to do it. Then I'm going to flip down, and I'm going to flip for one of my cards. Teen Spirit.
And then Bruno
and get a
gets it.
sneak by. And then I'm going to use Nakia and Amir Khan. Sorry, I'm going to wait on Nakia. I'm going to use Amir Khan to put a card back, and I'm a little slow on this search thing, so bear with me.
And you could type
this is
in
what
the
messed
name
me up
also.
Before.
Here, I will draw your card for you while
Thanks.
you're doing that.
So I'm just going to put a double resource on the bottom.
Go ahead, I got the deck lifted up for you.
My deck, right here, thanks. And then I'm going to use Nakia and
Wiggle, right?
I guess Wiggle Room to play the van. If somebody can move that up there for me. Then I'll put Sneak By on Bruno.
Nice.
All right. That worked out.
Yeah, so that Sneak By can remove 5, which then Peter could do 1 with whatever attack event he does to clear that highway robbery.
All right. Well, yep, I can do that if I get an attack event. Which at some point I should.
There you go.
Although I feel like I should not flip down this turn. Even though I have conditioning room.
Yeah, it's up to you. I confused him, but there's still a lot of threat to remove for sure.
I just feel like, have the advances come out yet? Yeah.
Nope.
It's a little scary right now.
Yeah, I got this up to 34 at least.
Yes. All right. So you got out a bunch of armor, defensive abilities. Oh, Flow Like Water. There it is. After you play a defense card, deal damage to the attacking enemy. Sweet. N Unflappable. After you defend against the attack and take no damage, exhausted to draw a card, which is great. And +1 defense. All right, Terence. You're done? Hold on. I'm not done.
Yep.
So do I put conditioning room or does somebody want first aid? I mean, I could just first aid myself, too.
Yeah, you could do that or first aid Red Dagger.
Oh, Red Dagger's got 2 on him? Yep, let's do that.
I mean, you can also spend the 2 to put them into your hand, right? Red Dagger.
Yeah.
I mean, but then it's 2 resources plus 3 more. That sounds like a lot to me.
Yeah, he deals damage when you... Yeah, that's the point eventually when he's going to go, but I think for now healing him works.
Do you want me to clear the collection or clear some threat?
Threat.
All right.
I think threat is fine, yeah.
Done. I mean, it's down to 10. Maybe I could flip down. Nah, not this turn. Let's do it. Let's draw it.
Oops. Ready. Draw 6.
I got Martial Prowess, so now I can play those concussive blows and whatever else. Ooh, I got Groot too, though. I got Groot in combat training. Huh. I think it's going to be concussive.
It did get a Lay Down the Law and a Crisis Averted, so I should be able to massively decrease threat.
Well, and I think I'm going to concussive blow this turn. So, and Groot. And just ditch everything else to do that. All right, where are we at? We have to add threat, so we add 5.
Yeah, I can remove 22 threat on my turn.
I mean, you might need to. We have 15 here, and then Yeah, 15 more. So we have 30 threat on the board, and we're not done with our turn. So, yeah.
Well, I'll get rid of 22 of it.
All right. Well, first things first, he would scheme against you, but doesn't. Then he attacks Terence. You doing anything?
I'm gonna draw a card first.
Seems good.
I think I might just backflip this one.
Okay. Flipped. And its activation deals damage to a friendly character. Stun that character. Well, clearly not, right?
Did we add the acceleration from the crystal ball? Should that be at 16? Sorry,
I added
for interrupting.
for both of these, right? What
Yeah,
else?
okay.
Yeah, I added 5.
What was it at?
5.
12?
With 10 to
Yeah,
5.
I added
right?
5.
Oh, and from 10 to 15. You're right.
Yep.
I was thinking it was at 12. You got it.
Backflip means he takes the damage.
Yep, because that's a defensive event. Boom.
I'll exhaust and flapple because I didn't take any damage. Draw.
So good.
Yes, it's pretty good. All right, he's going to attack me. Are you going to defend for me?
Yep.
Really defend.
That's nothing. That's an assault too, which is not terrible. Okay. All right. If we're getting rid of this, that means I might be able to get Bug out this turn. But I can't get Bug and Groot and Concussive Blow. So we'll figure it out. Maybe I won't Concussive Blow. If you're taking out 22 threat, I don't know that I need to Concussive Blow. Although Concussive Blow is almost free with double Keen Instinct, so. Well,
It will be free if you have martial prowess.
what was that?
Did he thwart against me? Oh, he was
He was
confused.
confused. And then we just did the 2 attacks, so everybody draw your card. Oh, did you deck yourself, Brent?
Yep, I already took my card, though.
Well, that's why I saw the extra card. That's why I was confused. Stun your hero. If Vulture is in play, this card gains Surge.
That's not bad. I never, other than big hands, I don't really need.
Here you go.
And my other card is this stupid thing. So when he takes damage, you block all the damage and add threat to the main scheme instead, and then this card goes to the collection.
So 1 time. So if we poke him for 1.
Yep. Gotta poke him.
Yep.
But it's got to be an attack, I believe, so I don't think you can use... Nope, it is any amount of damage, so if Gamora does it...
Unfortunately, I don't have any thwart events.
Got it.
He attacks me. Do I just eat this attack?
Draw your card.
Draw your card first,
I think
yeah.
I do.
And you could preemptive strike to get rid of the boost.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right, so you're taking it.
All right. Yeah.
Double boost.
Take 2 damage.
So,
Take 3
so he
damage.
takes
'cause I
3.
did defense that.
And you take 2.
Yep.
All right.
There you go.
And the Vulture's plans. When revealed, discard a card at random from each player's hand. Place 1 threat on the main scheme for
From
each
each player's
different
hand?
resource type discarded this way.
No, screw that. Spider Sense.
There you go.
What is that? That just cancels it?
cancel
All right.
it.
That seems good.
That is beautiful thing about Spidey. Cool. Nice, we're doing well.
All right. Yeah, no, that was very good. All right. Terrence.
There's a lot of chat. I was doing good, and then my computer melted down, and I didn't keep up with chat. But they're doing a lot of talking amongst themselves.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's a chat.
I was trying to help you out.
I almost feel like if you want to talk to us today, I'm so happy with people talking to each other in the chat. If you want to talk to us, just do it in all caps, and we'll hopefully catch that. Like I feel like there's a lot of talk, so that's good. And later on, we'll be paying attention when we're doing our post-stream discussion. But it's a lot with 3 players. All right, so Terrence, it is to you, brother.
Well, I can't afford Mansion. So do I just play Web
You
Shooter?
had it all webbed up
You
a second
think?
ago. What happened to that?
I didn't have web up.
Swing. Oh, the swinging web kick. Never mind.
It's some
Yeah,
web kick.
never mind.
That's your job. I'm not trying to roach on your space
I mean,
here.
yeah, I thought I would be doing damage, but it feels like I have not done any damage at all this game. Ironically.
Yeah, I'm thinking about putting out Web Shooter just to have that extra resource for Widow. Like,
Okay.
and then I just play Black Cat.
What's your
Yeah, I love
second
it.
resource you're paying for? Oh,
Web
okay.
Shooter.
Now the problem with web
And
shooter,
flip for Black Cat.
Yeah, I have to flip.
I always forget that. That's the only reason I'm telling you.
I'll take a sidestep.
I was gonna say
What was the problem with Web Shooter? It goes to
it
his
goes
collection.
to collection. Yeah.
And then what does this do?
Adds a threat and goes to the collection.
Yeah, I'll happily do
Okay.
that one.
So one threat, and then this goes to the collection.
Yeah, make my job harder, Terence.
I mean,
I feel like you're okay with that, right?
now here's the
One
question:
threat?
do we have Brandt do an event to get rid of this first, and that way I can get Black Cat or Bug? Actually, should he have done it on your turn so you could get your card
I
too?
can't. I'm flipped down.
Never mind. Just kidding. And the problem with clearing this, I almost feel like we should wait to clear this till next turn if we're going to wait to clear anything, right? Because that way we'd all get an extra card to our hand and use an event to clear it. You know what I mean?
That's fine. I can clear this one and the main
Yeah,
scheme.
clear this in the main scheme, and then like, well, I mean, we can.
Then I'll be flipped up and I can clear it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. That way we just all have an extra card next turn. It feels better to me.
Yep.
I mean, so is Groot Concussive Blow the right call here? And get rid of martial prowess and combat training? Seems a little sad. I can't.
I don't know. Is Groot just there to block? I guess he's
I mean, he'd
pretty
attack
good
for
against the Collector
3,
because
and I
of
could
the...
put a spear on him also.
Uh,
But yes, he also is a.
I mean, you put martial prowess in,
I mean,
right? Is that...
I think martial prowess is a good play.
do I do martial
Can you martial prowess and concussive blow and then flip down?
and I keep combat training?
Yeah.
Yeah, or first aid. You could heal Spider-Man or somebody.
I don't necessarily need it yet, but...
I'm gonna keep combat training
Listen,
so I can do some damage at some point. Or do
Sounds
I
good.
keep Groot? Well,
I think
what was that?
Combat training stays around forever until he
all right.
gets
So I'm gonna
discarded.
pay 1, 2 for martial prowess, and then I got 3 here to play for concussive blow, which does 3 and confuses.
I guess where do you want the threat removal, Brandt?
Oh yeah, where do you need the 1?
Yep. Remove it from the crystal ball.
Okay. And then, do you want me to remove 2 more from somewhere? Attack, get a card back? Or do I just heal this turn?
It's up to you. If you got the card back, that would be good. If you healed, that's fine too.
We can get the card back next turn. I feel like we're still 10 away.
All right.
Well, let me do it now because I could just do it the opposite. So here you go, Terence. Here's your mansion. Because you're about to shuffle, so that's probably better to do it now. And flip down.
I think it's your mansion.
I
isn't
don't
it?
have a mansion.
Or someone else. It must be Brandt's mansion.
Did you have a
It's my mansion.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's yours.
All right.
All right, and I'm face down, so I'm good.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I load up Bruno or if I take those cards. This crystal ball is going to give me 3 more cards.
Player who defeats it. No, you can play a card and reduce it by 3. Reduce the cost by 3. It doesn't give you 3
okay.
cards, so save an expensive card for that. Like Stealth Strike
The
or Crisis
Crisis
Averted or
Averted.
whatever, yeah.
Interesting. So I'm trying to figure out. I think I'll load up Bruno then. I'm going to give him another big hands. I'm going to use Nakia and my Stealth Strike to play Embiggen.
Nice.
Then I'm going to flip. I did my actions on your turn. When I flip, I'm going to use Sense of Justice to do
4 threat
lay down the law, and I'm going to shrink it so it's 6 threat.
off of this one.
Yep. Then I'm going to exhaust to bring it back.
Yep.
Then I'm going to play it again using the suit, and it's going to be for 4 threat off the main scheme.
Now is it still 4? Oh yeah. What can you
Yeah,
you
because
play
I
it again?
paid.
Is it still in the same timing window?
Yeah, so you get unlimited responses until the next action.
Oh, very cool. All right.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if exhausting
Then-
was an action, but no, it's a response. Wow. All right. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4 off the main.
Then I'm going to exhaust Red Dagger to remove the crystal ball.
And this goes away because it is a, thankfully, it has a victory condition on it. So you can play anything you want, reduce cost by 3.
I'll play Crisis Averted to remove 6 threat from the main scheme.
Seems good.
And then I will use Energy to play Sneak By and remove 5 more threat from the main. Sorry, 3 more threat from the main scheme.
Or do you want to get this closer to done just to be safe?
That's fine. You can do that if you want. Yeah, main scheme. Yeah, that's fine.
Are you saying main or are you saying highway robbery?
Yeah, do the highway.
I mean, because we want to make sure you can get rid of it with a card next turn.
Yep. Oh yeah, it makes perfect sense.
I mean, I guess with your Embiggen, it's not really a problem or whatever. Your Shrink By or whatever. I guess it doesn't matter.
And I can use my strength to put one of these back in, but do we not want to do that? Or we want to just leave it at 4?
4's fine. We're not even at 3rd at 4,
yeah,
right?
I mean, Vulture,
it's a little easier.
Vulture,
it's a little easier with
not too much about. And honestly, this Biogram image, I could care less about also.
Yeah, especially with Black Cat in play. Can always...
Do you want to put the Biogram back in just so we keep the collection low?
I mean, I'm good either way.
Yeah.
I feel...
Let's keep the collection... Well, the only thing I like about this is if I draw a concussive blow, I have a strength. But I've got the punch, so let's get rid of it. Let's keep the collection low. Put the Biogram back in.
Yeah. That's the one I care... And, well, it's about to shuffle. That's another benefit of doing it now.
Yeah.
All right. Terence,
nice.
You're done. All right. So we ready up and we draw up.
Unfortunately, I have decked.
I still don't have my sword, by the way. It's literally in my last 3 cards, which makes me very sad. And I got another energy spear. Oh, you're getting me bug. Oh, that makes me very happy. That makes me very, very happy. Spider Girl.
Yeah. Does your sister not make you happy? Nebula.
I mean, am I going to use Nebula?
Gotta draw an event to get you bug. That's the only issue. Unless, I have a Sneak By right there. You're good. I'll get you bug.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right.
So,
you got to do this 4 threat, and then he's attacking me. I'll draw my card.
You don't need to block for me. I've got double wiggle rooms.
Sidestep this. Well, I guess it's when I take damage, right? So flip the card first.
Okay. 5.
Do I play more than one here? It'd be nice to play. Well, I guess Webbed Up goes in the collection.
Well,
though,
if
right?
you do,
yeah, you don't want Webbed Up.
If
sorry, my opinion is you don't want Webbed Up.
Yeah.
If I do both, I take no damage from the
yes,
card.
I think it makes
sense. That's what
sense.
I was thinking.
Okay. So I prevent
so
all
you do
that.
2 damage to him.
2 damage. Well, 1 damage from sidestep, and then 2 damage from flow like water. So
I
3
didn't.
total.
I didn't realize. Flow like water's only once.
Once per event.
He played
Or
2
played
events.
2 events, so
I
it's
played
2
2
more, right?
cards.
Only one
But
sidestep trigger.
But 1 sidestep as well, because I used.
I gotcha. All right. Because
Because
the other one you didn't
could
pay
use
for
your
with-
you could use your web shooter, but I don't think it's worth 1 damage.
Yeah. No.
I really want Web Shooter around for Black Widow, most likely, when
Yeah.
I need it in a pinch.
Makes sense.
Okay. Do you want me to defend for you, Peter?
I'm face down, so no. He's confused. Done.
No. And then you don't need defense.
I got double wiggle rooms.
Okay. So, wait, why is this here? We got rid of it.
It was just a card that you didn't discard.
Okay. 1
This is
boost.
the boost.
So 3 damage.
I will play wiggle room and draw a card, and I guess I'll just leave my other wiggle room. I'm not going to take it back either.
So 9 down says, freaking love that flow like water. I was interested in protection before, but now I'm actually playing it because of that card.
Yeah, it's real good.
I mean, it gets you away from having to do a lot of those put in play cards, right? Because it makes the events even better. Whereas before you wanted to have cards in play, which you still do with like Unflappable, but like just so you could remove threat or do other stuff, you almost needed stuff in play for that. But now you don't need it.
Well, it doesn't remove threat, right? So if you want to do that in protection, you still need
Yeah.
hard to ignore.
All right, so is everybody done? We're just drawing our cards now? All right. I still have not decked, but I'm about to. Uh-oh.
I clicked it.
You gotta shuffle.
I'm like, I'm doing this.
Oh, but that I actually like that because it makes you remember to put the acceleration token in.
Yeah, no, it's not a problem. I was just like, why can't they hear me on Skype?
No.
Okay, well, that's a
Wait,
thing.
is that attached to the enemy? Oh.
Oh, so I rarely dream, but last night I woke up because my gas tank was on empty.
In your dream?
Because gas is so expensive right
Yeah.
now. In my dream, we had to fill the gas tank, and I had just filled it the other day, and I was like, no! And I started laughing after I realized that I woke up because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear it's like $7 a gallon, right, in California?
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, in LA.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, flip it.
All right.
I mean, we knew that had to come at some point, right?
I'm fine with it, right?
So it's 3 plus 1.
I think
is
it's
4.
fine.
And that has nothing to do with that. Okay. All right. So now we got to do my card, which is discard an upgrade or support you control. It's not great.
Boot camp, right?
Boot camp's so expensive. I mean, wouldn't Keen Instincts make the most sense because it's the cheapest? And I just...
But don't you use this literally every turn?
I mean,
Gosh.
no, not next turn. Look at my... Oh, I guess Dropkick. I will play it.
Yeah.
I mean, Boot Camp, in a second, I'll be using every turn because Bug's about to come out.
Oh, that's your call, man. If you're going to do it, I'd do Martial Prowess. Because you can use these on both Thwart and
Yeah, I agree.
attack events.
We're going to get rid of one of them, Martial Pro. The cost doesn't really matter. It goes to the
No, it
collection.
goes in the collection, man. Come on.
But how will we know it's mine?
Man. And Master Plan. Oh no, it adds 4 to this, and now I can't get rid of it for you.
Oh, so I'm not
Don't
getting
get
Bug.
Bug. Well, you might be able to exhaust to get Bug.
Well, no,
right?
no, but I can partially get rid of it. Can you get rid of the rest of it?
Yeah.
Because I can remove 3 from it. I mean, I could do more if I...
Yeah, I can remove 5, so you're good.
You can remove 5 with a card?
I can shrink the sneak by right here.
Okay. All right, sweet.
So it passes to you,
Yep,
right?
I'm first player. Yep.
So I'm going to do these actions, if that's okay.
Okay.
I will take this back, and I will play sneak by with these 2.
Yep.
And I will shrink it so it removes 5. And then I'm going to do some math to figure out if I'm taking it back or not. But you can take your turn.
All right. So I am going to flip, and then I'm just going to thwart myself for the 2.
Do we have the lightning to get rid of this?
So by the way, this goes into the... I have... Well, let's see. Get your card back, both of you.
All right. I think I have the lightning. My original plan was to concussive blow and daredevil, but I could get rid of that and play concussive blow instead,
So that's 2,
which might be better.
2 to put Bug in.
Yeah, I mean, I could get rid of preemptive electrostatic armor and use a web shooter to get rid of it as well.
1
I don't-
put the spear in. I mean,
Those are the only lightnings I have on the board.
I have an extra Spider Girl, but
Are you punching?
with Bug, yeah, right?
No, I mean with
Oh
drop
yeah,
kick.
I'm definitely hitting with Dropkick, and that's why I kept this stuff. I mean, I could have instead not Dropkicked and gotten rid of it because I had Nebula, and I thought I had another one in my hand. No, I guess not. Oh, Spear. Yeah, so I couldn't have really done it. So yes, I'm Dropkicking. 1, 2, 3 to Dropkick, which does 4 damage and stuns.
Yeah, I think I can get rid of it, Terence.
Okay. You draw a card, right?
Wait, is that dropkick? Oh, and draw a card.
Yeah,
Dropkick draws a card,
Sweet.
yeah.
Oh man.
Into
I
another
mean,
dropkick.
can't do it this turn, but
You just keep the good
yes.
times rolling,
All right,
right?
so I am going to attack with bug, which means that is 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4, which feels pretty good. I mean, or do I get rid of these two to get something out of the collection?
I'll get rid of
Okay.
something out of collection.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I'm getting rid of Spider-Girl either way, but I feel like losing Dropkick is not great.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, you're stunned.
No, I think you are getting rid of something from the collection,
Me?
right?
I will get something out of the collection.
Do you want me to?
Leave it at 4 then,
Do you
maybe?
want me to also? Is that what you're saying? And lose Dropkick?
Yeah, it's hard to know. I mean, I don't know what would matter. I mean, this cloak we can get rid of, which is kind of nice if we put it back in. The highway robbery's a pain. He's annoying only because of the quick strike. This guy's pretty big. But certainly you'd get martial prowess back, right?
First. I don't think I need to get rid
Yeah, I
of
mean,
it.
I'm not too worried at
Yeah, I think
Right.
we're good.
At
I think we're
5,
good.
right?
Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to use foiled wiggle room and this sense of justice to remove this, which is going to make it to 6. That's what I was thinking. But I'll see if I can get rid of something here. Then I'm going to exhaust to get rid of my stunned.
Yep.
And I'm going to use my double and big hands to play concussive blow. Exhaust Embiggen and deal 5 damage to him and confuse him.
Seems good. Are you flipping down then?
Then I will flip
Yeah, I
down.
mean, you have so much stuff that works when you flip down that it feels like you have to.
And then I'm going to search and... Yeah. I'm going to draw a
So you
card.
can do your thing to search.
Yeah, you can go, Terence. I'm just going to... It just takes me a while on Tabletop Simulator.
I mean, honestly, you can just pull it right over here and drop it on top. Yeah. Oops. Why did it flip the whole deck?
My whole deck.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Hold on.
So now I need the
think
bottom
just
card.
static
That's
out.
Yeah, I'm good.
That was weird. I've never seen it do that.
And-
I don't even know how you did that. That's magical, Brandt.
Thank you. Thank you.
My swinging web kick.
I mean, 8 damage is close to enough to flip him.
At the cost of all my defense events. And a web shooter.
Oh, no. I don't know. Your call. I mean, we're doing 6 damage a turn between me and Bug now.
Alright, Black Cat's gonna hit him for 1. I'll get a card out of the collection and I'll hold these cards.
Ooh,
guess.
I forgot to remove 2 threat with Red Dagger.
Oh, yeah. That went there. So, wait, which card? Oh, yeah, you got my Martial Prowess back. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
All right, are we done? All right, I'm discarding Spider-Girl. I mean, she's a good idea. She'd be great for, like, Stalker or whatever, buy us 2 extra turns, but at this point of the game, don't really need her.
Yeah, we're pretty close to... Now, when we flip him, we all add a card, and we add that much threat to the main scheme. So this thing's going to go to 20 when we flip him.
Wait, as many as there are cards here?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, crap, so I should have gotten rid of a card then. You want me to say I did that? And not have Dropkick?
Sure. I think it's better, especially if you're just...
Yeah, I did not realize
what's your
that
name?
was the... All right, so yeah, there's something.
Yeah, I'd probably put the Cloak in, or Vulture, or probably...
Vulture.
Yeah, Vulture's not as bad as that freaking +3 attack cloak that costs us 1 million resources to get rid of. 4 damage, Bug can get rid of, right? Like, the 3 damage is the only negative of Vulture. All right, so we'll say I did that instead, and then I draw 1 more. Okay. I have to have my sword. There it is. I was like, there's no way I don't have my sword at this point. Like, what is going on here?
Oh, man, I'm not answering stuff here. Somebody said my name. It wasn't in caps. Brian's doing a great job. He holds down the chat in ours, and he's doing a great job holding down the chat there too.
Nice. All right. So I'm done. Where are we at?
It is
You're flipped down?
attacking you, but he's stunned.
All right. So we get rid of. What?
Oh,
we
let's
gotta
do
add
you didn't
threat.
add threat.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
So 4 threat. Holy moly. That just accelerated quickly. Then he tries to thwart against you, but stunned. And now Terence, draw a card.
Draw a card.
Because he's attacking you. And then figure out what you're going to do.
I will defend.
Okay.
And never back
Okay.
down.
Ooh, that's 3 more. So 5.
5. So I defend all that. Do we want preemptive strike on that?
Well, you
I
do
think we're
1
okay.
damage from never back down, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's enough.
And then you're going to unflappable, I assume?
Also does 1 damage from
When you
blocking
defend,
electrostatic armor.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, is now the time just to put Mansion in just because?
I mean, why is it in your deck if you're not going to play it?
There you go.
Just because it's good on the opening turn if you get it with Scientists.
I mean, swinging web kick isn't the worst thing in the world here either, because
But I could also help you draw events when you have a bogus hand.
that's true. I mean, I'm going to do quite a bit of damage, I think.
It's also potential fodder when they make me discard more cards from my deck or from what I have in play.
Yeah, it's a tough call. I mean, if you don't have much else to do, then the Avengers Mansion's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually
I
think I'm not putting my sword into play, which is crazy. Hopefully I can hold it. But Fusillade and Forward Momentum's like just better. Oh, I can't Fusillade if I don't have my sword in play. Yeah, never mind. Exactly. All right.
No, you can exhaust Energy Sphere.
Oh. Can I? Huh. I did not realize that. That seems good.
Did we all have to grab cards? Did we not do cards yet?
Oh,
we have
crap.
to do cards. Peter decked.
Yes.
So he has
sorry.
Right.
I took your card.
It's fine. It doesn't. Literally does not matter. When revealed hero, the collector attacks you with +1 attack. If any amount of damage from the attack, put the...
But he's stunned. We just didn't put the stun on him.
He was stunned from your thing?
I never backed down.
So that does nothing, which seems good.
Villain
Villain attacks me again. I can't die from this. So I got that going for me. Do I just take it?
I can't do anything, right? You can't actually preemptive strike on another player's turn with a new defense.
You
roll,
can.
as I recall.
You could preemptive strike, and then you would take the damage instead.
When a boost card is turned face up, doesn't that happen after you declare Defender's Zone?
But that's the new ruling, is that you then jump in and become the defender. So you don't have to declare defender to become defender. If you play a defense card, you automatically become the defender.
So we'll see what this is. It's 2. So I take 4.
You want to do that? Or, I mean, he could hit him for 4 damage.
I was going to do it. 3 damage.
And then he takes
So
2.
you take 2?
Yeah.
And you played a event, so that's 1 more damage to him, right?
It's 3. It's 4 in total because electrostatic, 2 from preemptive, and 1 from flow like water.
Awesome.
Wait, you
4
just
damage.
did 4 there?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Its protection has become so good. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage. All right. So you guys still have cards to do that.
Don't forget the stun from Never Back Down. We got it.
Did you stun?
No.
Oh yeah.
No, he's good. Brian typed to us all in caps as we asked, but we remembered.
Yes. Yeah. Good call. All right, Brandt.
Oh, sorry, my card. I apologize. All right. View the Cosmos. So I can add it to the collection, or I can add threat to the main scheme.
I mean, I feel like we have to add threat, right? Because
it's going to be Daredevil. So add 4 threat to the main scheme.
Thank goodness. Oops. It was at 16, so it's 20. Thank goodness you're first next turn, actually.
Yeah.
Because we need threat removed before we flip them.
I don't have any threat removal, but hopefully I'll draw something.
I mean, I've got forward momentum, so I can remove 5.
Okay.
Along with Fusillade.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be my whole turn, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got damage, but I don't have threat removal.
You want neg?
Which one's this one?
Sounds delicious.
Okay. So this is another 9.
Yeah.
The good news is it doesn't go to the collection ever. So, I mean, I guess we just get this down as low as possible, right? Is that the goal here before we flip them?
Yeah, the collection.
Yeah. Even if it
So, but you're first?
I'm not first. You're first.
Or am I first? Oh, okay.
But I do have events. I mean, I can literally do Fusillade and Forward Momentum. Like, both of those things.
Right, you guys could discard to put cards back in.
Although,
too,
if I do
with my
Fusillade,
voice.
here's a problem. That'll flip them, which would be bad.
Right.
Do we not want to
I mean, do we want to flip them while... I thought we were going to try to whittle down the collection first. And whittle down the threat first.
I mean, you can just exhaust right now to remove something from the collection.
Oh, you can do that not on your turn?
Because it's an action.
Sure, it's an
Okay.
action.
Well, there you go. I will remove... These are terrible.
I think these two attachments make most sense.
All right. That's pretty terrible, but... Yep.
So Terence, instead of putting that in, he could use the double resource. Then you could spend the other 2 to swinging web kick, right, with the web shooter.
I mean, your call.
That's what, 1 threat for a card draw for the rest of the game?
I mean,
Yeah.
how much longer do you think this game's going to be at this point?
I mean, once we flip them, if we can deal 10 damage each 2 turns.
I mean, swinging web kicks 8 of those 10.
Right. Just an idea. I don't know what is best here, but... All right. I can't see because the Skype thing is in my way, and
You can move it.
No, but last time I moved it is when we ran into
Well,
all
hit
those
the
issues.
X.
You can mouse over. You can mouse up and down to zoom in and out.
Okay. I'm gonna hope if I move.
Or if you have middle mouse button, you can use that to then move the table around.
See, we have education going on here. This is not just a Marvel Champions stream. This is a learn how to computer stream. Oh wait, you flipped down? Brandt? Terence, can you hear me?
Did you? I can hear you. Did
He
you touch
must have
Skype
touched
and then
Skype
basically-
and lost again. Oh, that's classic. Classic Brandt. He just immediately reset his computer. He says, haha, I'm gone. All right. Well, since he just flipped down, we can play any actions. So what are your thoughts this turn? I think I'm just going to ignore my sword and just do Fusillade and Forward Momentum. I feel like is my best play here. I mean,
I mean, he only has 3 health left, right? So So you should probably kill with bug.
I mean, bugs. I can't kill with
First?
bug because I exhausted myself. So let's rethink that.
Well, do you not want to do that?
I mean, I could get rid of Decisive Blow and Gamora's sword.
I mean, it's literally only 1 threat, right? So if Brandt can get rid of that threat,
He can't get rid of threat. He said though.
so it's gonna be 7, right? It's gonna be 7 threat
Wait, because how does this work?
is what it's gonna be.
I don't feel like. Well, we'll have to touch it. The advanced stage button goes away, but whatever. All right, one reveal. Put the top card of each player's deck face up. Place 1 threat on the main scheme for each.
Yeah, so it would be like 7 basically. You go up to 27.
Which is not great. Let's be honest. 27 is not great. So Forward Momentum, I feel like I should remove 5. Yeah, so I think I get rid of my sword and Decisive Blow. I mean, it just is what it is. Sword's only going to be 1 damage for a few rounds. And actually, of these 2 cards, well, Yeah, I guess I'll put that one in. All right, so now it'll be 6. Can you get rid of a card or no?
All right, I'm back. I cannot move that box. That is exactly
Victor
what
Von
causes
Doom
the
said,
crash.
new rule, no touching the Skype box.
I can't touch it. And then it's right where all my search cards. As soon as I moved it,
By
I
the way,
crashed.
Brandt, I thought more while you were gone, and I actually got rid of my sword and my decisive blow instead of exhausting, because Bug won't heal if I exhaust.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I'm joining the game.
So how are you doing the 3 damage?
I mean, I can...
Bug.
Well, I can fusillade. That's how I'm doing it. Like, you're not able to do the 3 damage?
Me?
Well,
I can do 1 and then you can attack.
Yeah, if
But
I'm first?
I can't do Bug first because Bug has the damage on him right now.
yeah, so Black Cat will do 1 and then
that's
Gamora
fine.
can do 2.
That would be the other way to do it.
All right. So
Did you flip
I am
down?
here. I did a Mircon.
Wait, you flipped down this turn?
I am flipped down. I haven't started. I just did a Mircon is the only thing I've done so far.
Got it.
But now I'm going to flip and get a big hands. Then I'm going to use Nakia.
I mean, we could just big hands to smack him down too. We only lose 1 damage.
To play first aid and clear that. I still have... Oh, I have a sneak by now. Then I will flip up. I will exhaust to put this card back in the deck. Okay. I can deal the 3 damage.
Now, Terence, do you want to put a card back first or no? Or are you not doing that?
I just don't know if that 1 threat matters that much in the grand scheme of things.
All right.
Your call, man.
So I will use Concussive Blow, Determination, and what is this one? Polymer Suit.
Biokinetic Polymer Suit?
Biokinetic Polymer Suit to deal 3 damage to him and confuse him.
Okay, so that flips him. Now, unfortunately, we touched the top card, so there's not that advance button anymore, but that's okay. So how much health is he supposed to have? 1836 plus 18 more is 54.
54, right?
So the good news about this mod is you can just type it in the corner over there. So that be gone. By the way, I missed this funny comment before.
It's supposed to be 54, not 24, right?
I mean, it'd be way easier to win if it was 50, if it was 24.
So then we all add a card to the collection. My Determination removed
Well,
1
it's the top
threat.
card, right?
Top card of your deck.
Conditioning room. Cards I do not care about at all. So did you add the threat? Or
then
remove the threat? Oh, yeah, you did.
Nope. I removed 1, and now we have to add 5.
Oh, okay, because we've all got our cards in there.
Yeah. And then I don't actually know when this starts to trigger. I assume it's after. So then his other ability is when you add a card to the collection, you add a threat. But it seems like it would be over the top brutal to all add a card, add threat, and then add threat equal to the number of cards. But
I
it is
assume the one
Galaxy's
revealed
most
is
wanted.
1 trigger, right?
Okay, and then
Like
force
one
response
window.
is now in play. I agree with that because I think it would be a little crazy otherwise. All right, so then I'm going to play Sneak By with Sense of Justice. And
By the way, 9 Down had a good joke. He
Concussive
said
Blow.
when you died, he said his Skype flipped down. So
I did see that. And I will shrink it to remove the 5 threat. Sorry, I should have realized I was about to do that. And I'll remove 2 more with Red Dagger, so it goes to 7 down. So that's 17. And then I will use Deaf Focus and Big Hands to play Big Hands and deal 4. And I will embiggen it to deal 6 damage.
man,
We're going to try our darndest to kill him next turn.
I mean, I'm going to be doing some decent damage this turn. So
Yep. My turn. I'll do 1. And then 8.
wait, you did 1 damage and 8 damage, so 9 total. So 39. Seems good. All right. So I do 3, which heals Bug. 4 more from Bug. So that's 6. Then I am going to Fusillade for 5 more.
Nice. So we got him halfway just from flipping him.
And then I'm going to Forward Momentum to remove 5 threat from main. Because, yeah, I don't care about that.
And you can flip down if you want to, because there's a confuse.
Oh, we forgot to put the confuse on. Yep. Well, if nobody else has flipped down, I may as well then, right? Because that just gives me more chance to draw more cards.
Yeah, and you could draw for an event if you wanted to.
So how does that work? Oh, look at the top card. Yeah, let's see what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's...
I mean, you would have gotten it anyway, but if you didn't like it, you
exactly
could have discarded it. You know?
Exactly right. Yep.
On me. Come back.
Guess who's back?
Look who could cancel everything.
Oh my gosh. Wow, Terence.
That's a great hand.
Oh, I got acrobatic move, set the pace, cross counter, first aid. So, and a double resource, which helps me not at all.
You can deal 10 damage, which might be all I need to do.
Yeah, I can deal 7 plus 4 plus 2. So that's 13.
Yeah, we got it.
14, 15 with acrobatic move. Oh. I do 1 more damage because I played a thwart event, and I remove 1 more threat because I played an attack event.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Plus all of that.
We're in good shape. We should kill him next turn, so now it's just a matter of not falling apart.
What you're saying is we got a chance. All right.
All right, I got to take a card because I decked out.
Are you wiggle rooming this? Or do you want me to defend for you?
I mean, if you defend, you deal damage, but I think I could just wiggle room is fine.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the benefit is, don't you do like 4 damage every time you defend now, Terrence?
Yeah, but if he draws cards to attack us again, so like when Terrence goes, he'll use Desperate Defense ready, and then if he draws another card, he can just get him, right?
So we're just doing the attack on Brandt. After this activation ends, reveal this card. Attach the collector. When the collector will take any amount of damage. Yeah, this...
That's going to happen now.
Just Black Cat, right?
No, I mean, it's going to happen right now in my defense.
Oh, right.
Now, does all your damage happen at the same time? Is
I
the
will
question.
wiggle room.
No, because it's a response is like each response window.
So,
right?
Brandt, by the way, you take 1 damage because he does 4 if you just wiggle room 3 of it.
Why does he deal 4 damage? Oh, does that have a 1 on it?
Because
Thanks.
3 plus 1.
I thought it was only the boost. All right.
I'm going to Desperate Defense this.
Okay, so that happens now. So did you draw a card first? So he attacks you, you draw a card. Then you Desperate Defense, which, because of Flow Like Water, does 1 damage to him now.
Damage.
Which triggers this.
And Electrostatic Armor.
That's after you
after
defend,
defense.
right? That's after you defend.
After
So yeah, the only thing that
I thought
triggered
it was
now
when
is
you
Flow Like
defend.
Water. That's literally the only thing that triggers, which is good.
Anyway.
All right. So then, if this activation deals damage, nope. Okay, so you take nothing. So go ahead and unflappable. So then we got Electrostatic Armor, and that's the only damage, right? Just 1 from Electrostatic. Okay. And then he's confused against me, which means nothing. And so then draw your cards.
Did we add threat to the main
We did
scheme?
not. I'm an idiot.
So that should be 5. It should be at 17.
Should be 5. Yes. Yep. Good call.
Caught off guard.
I feel like you're fine with that.
I'm gonna lose Amir Khan.
Or
Nakia?
Bruno?
Oh, Bruno, thanks.
We don't talk about.
Yeah, we're not talking about him.
No.
My wedding day.
Oh,
Shadow
drink
Pact.
again, everybody! Drink again.
I'm gonna Spider Sense that.
Oh, you Spider Sense? Sweet.
Good call. Not that big a deal, but might as well.
Go ahead and... Oh, I didn't draw a card.
Lowest cost card into the collection. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, at this point...
Here we go.
Attached to your identity.
I might not even get a turn. So
Wow.
rude.
At least he's put down, if he cares.
No, it's a hero action to get rid of it. Take a damage
Alright.
and spend those resources to discard it. Any player
yeah.
can do this, by the way. I mean, it's
I
one
got
less
nothing for
damage.
you.
I'm not terribly worried. And if we discard it, it just goes in the collection, which is almost worse than me losing.
I'm doing like no damage,
What?
by the way. I'm doing like no damage on my turn, by the way.
Well, I think we should be all right. Go ahead and draw the first player and do your stuff, and we'll see if we can do it.
Do you want
Oh,
me-
that thing should be in the collection.
Which thing?
This thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry for making a mess.
5, 6, 7, 8. I still think we're all right.
I assume you don't. I don't need to get rid of anything in the
Yeah.
collection, right?
Just attack.
No. No, you just deal
attack
damage.
with everything.
All right. So I'll attack for 3.
You're not having Widow
Yes.
attack? Come on.
She goes to the collection.
She goes to the
That's
collection.
fine. You're not going to have her be part of the team on this final?
Why does Black Cat have damage on her? Get that off.
Oh, she doesn't get damage? Oh.
No.
Now.
Wow. Black Cat Bug combo. You know I'm making a Spider-Man deck now.
Yeah, she's the original Voltron.
Yeah, she's. The
I did
original
not
Voltron.
realize that. I mean,
I feel like we have this conversation every time.
Bug's not nearly as good as what's his name though. The only you can't she's not a whatchamacallit. She's a hero for hire, not a guardian, so you can't spear her.
Yeah.
Never mind. Wah, wah. I was planning on spearing what's his name? Groot also, by the way. So you're done?
Maybe I'll just play out May. Sure. Let's do that.
You flip down and heal up?
I hope we actually have
At this
this
point?
damage.
Well,
I
I mean,
drew another damage card,
Or
so
are
I
you gonna
can't
spend
imagine
these
we
two
don't.
to get some collection down, or are you just done? Okay.
I'm just done.
I'm flipping over. I'm gonna attack for 1.
He's tired.
And I'm done. No. I'm gonna attack for 4 more. What is that sound? You're killing me with that sound, Terence.
I don't know what that.
I feel
sound is.
like you're lying to me. Alright, so acrobatic move removes. Oh, no. Well, yeah, sure. So that's 2 damage, 1 threat. And then set the pace. 1 threat, 1 damage. And then boink boink. Decisive blow is 7 damage. And 1 threat. Do you need me to first aid somebody? Oh, I could have first aided Widow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
game.
I'm going
I
to
mean, we got
spend
it.
this to get Bruno back because we don't talk about him.
Nice.
And then I got these 2 cards. I'm going to first aid myself because I am hurt. There you go.
All right, I'll use Lay Down the Law in the suit to play big hands, and I'll embiggen my big hands. Big
So
and
it's
big in
6.
hands. Yep. Oh, actually, I have the Death Focus. I don't have to use this. And then I will attack him for 1,
Okay.
and then I'll pass turn. No, kidding. Then I'll attack him with
Dagger!
Red Dagger. Red Dagger was an
He was
MVP,
awesome.
man.
We definitely, I mean, we spent every first aid card
Wow.
on him. But yes.
Yeah, no, he's worth it.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Definitely the more players you add, the easier the collector gets.
Well, and let's talk about that because so hold on. Let me do this first. Yay! Post-stream discussion. All right. So yeah, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about 3 players versus 2 players versus 4 players. So we finished that game in under 2 hours, which I feel like was a Brandt special. I feel like Brandt pushing us forward did that. You know, it's so funny because people always say our games take longer because it's TTS. This is with Brandt dropping twice. We're faster than we normally are. I feel like it's just our conservative nature that makes our games take longer than other ways of than other games. I feel like Brandt's like,
I do think there's some Yeah, I do think there's something to that because I definitely play like the slow build control, but I, I, I know what I want to play, so I just go. You know what I mean? Like there's that sense of getting that down. Like even though it's a slow play style, I don't play games. I don't tend to play games slow, and it doesn't matter if people play games slow. That's totally fine with me. I will play with people that play slow. It doesn't
won't,
bother
except
me.
for Terence.
I do also think infiltrating the museum, especially in the Guardians box, is definitely one of the easier minions. Like we definitely did not pick like a slaughter minion, or not minion, villain.
Well, I mean, he's not. I don't know that he's easy.
Boy, I don't find him easy at all.
I mean, you're the one who told me he wasn't easy. I don't think he's easy. I think he's quick. I think right. Those are different.
I mean, I think in the box he's easy. Like if you look at the box between like Nebula and Ronan, they're definitely like a tougher. Like they're definitely like more
escape.
Yeah, I think solo he's one of the hardest villains.
Yeah, I think at solo he's definitely one of the harder ones. I think at 2-player he's significantly easier.
He's kind of that example of the reverse. Like when they add 5 cards to the collection per player, it makes solo very hard, but it opens it up. That he never even got above 10. You know what I mean? Whereas in solo, it's like you're getting to 2 and 3 cards so fast. If he draws 2, if it's a turn where you get 2 cards and it's like 2 that add to the collection.
Well, and I mean, it's like those low main scheme things too, right? Just like anything that's at a low per player count is significantly harder in true solo.
Yeah. I don't know that they've 100% were expecting as many people to play true solo as do play true solo when they first put it out.
They didn't expect a pandemic. It's that simple, right?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's super naive because they also had Lord of the Rings and Arkham
But Lord of the Rings,
that,
people play two-handed. I would guess more than true solo, right?
I don't know how true that is anymore. You can definitely build very viable true solo decks at this point in the card pool.
But I feel like here a lot of people.
I don't think people play. I don't think people multi-hand because they want to multi-hand. I felt like people multi-handed because they felt like they had to, right? Like.
Yeah, I mean, I true solo most of the time when I don't play with you guys, though. I mean, I've never multi-handed, in fact.
I like multi-hand because you get the cooperation, which leads into what we're talking about with 3 players. I've never played a game where there's so much cooperation, other than maybe a sport where I'm literally like, I'm open, throw me the ball kind of thing.
This is One Stop Co-op Shop. There are way more cooperative games than. Oh yeah,
you think so?
I definitely think so.
What games are more cooperative?
I even think Lord of the Rings versus Marvel Champions. Lord of the Rings' hand down is way more cooperative.
Can you play things on other players in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, way more. Like you can
play attachments on. Like I can put unexpected courage on somebody else's hero.
Yeah, like the only thing that's restricted on Lord of the Rings is it has to be a valid target, and that turns out a lot of times a hero is the valid target. So you have a choice of literally
any hero,
any of the other any of the other heroes that anyone's playing. So it is pretty common in Lord of the Rings, for instance, to put stuff. If you're like building decks together, like say you aren't going to play that sphere, right? So like you would have your buddy like put that card in their deck because they can to just play on you, right? Like like that is much more common in Lord of the Rings. Or even if it's not planned, it's just like, oh yeah, you're just the better player to have this card.
I mean, I'll pick one right off the top of my head though that's not as controversial, which is Hanabi, right? Like, you can't play Hanabi without multiple people.
Without cooperation.
Yeah, without cooperation. But I don't know if that's, like, a more cooperative game. Like, it's...
I guess it's not as interesting. It's just information being passed.
I mean, interesting to who, though? You're talking to 3 people who Marvel Champions is, like, some of their top games.
That's totally true.
I mean, that's...
No, it's totally true. Interesting from my perspective, right? Where there's like interactions and choices and discussion. Hanabi doesn't really have any discussion because you can't, correct?
Well, you're not supposed to.
I mean, the mind, same thing. You're not supposed to discuss. All right, I since we've been ignoring the chat all day, I'll do this. What is that sound? Is that like does anybody else hear that? I hear something like it's almost like a bug or something in the background. It keeps going off.
I don't hear anything. Do
I don't hear it either.
All right, so here's what it is. It's the sound in my head is really what's going on there.
Yeah, basically every time you like talk about it, I'm just like, well, Brandt hasn't said anything about it, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
maybe
I
it's
heard
me,
your
but, like-
heaters when we first
Okay,
signed
does
in.
anybody in the chat hear that, or is it literally just in my head? Now we're gonna find out how crazy I am. Like, it's not voices. It's definitely like a cicada or something, like vibrating. I don't know. Well, if you guys don't hear it, forget it. Never mind. I am maybe going wacky, which doesn't surprise anybody. But I could also see you two effing with me right now too. So that's the other part of this, the equation that we're not really sure that what's going on, and the whole chat might eff with me as well, because you know.
Just tell Brandt not to touch the Skype.
Yeah, don't touch your.
I'm going to move my Skype.
Well, at this point, we don't need any other windows.
I do want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. When we finished, a whole bunch of people typed "good game," and we
Well,
didn't
that's what I was
recognize
just
that
about
at all.
to do.
We just moved on from
So,
winning.
Brian's Basement says, good game, guys. 9 Down says, good show, y'all. 9 Down says, bravo at the quick game there. Chris Salmasi says, good game, fellas. I don't know that I've seen Chris before. Welcome, Chris. So, Brian's Basement retracted a message, which I should... like, I'm like, what's his name from... what's it, Anchorman or whatever, where he just reads whatever's in front of him. That's me right now. I'm literally like retracted message.
Redacted.
Yes. 9 Down says, I bought into this for true solo aspect. I didn't think I'd be able to get my board gaming buddies into it. So let us know how that worked out. Now trying it with more players is quite nifty. Now I don't even know that this is a fair assessment or a fair show of multiplayer games, because again, the three of us have Brandt, how many games do you think you've played of Marvel Champions?
I think 2,500.
Wow. Okay. And I've played, let's just say, over 200, I'm guessing myself. I mean, most of it has been on the stream, but I've played quite a few games off stream as well. And Terence, do you have a count, or at least a
I'm at over
Right.
400.
So, bottom line is, we played this game a lot. So this is not like a first player's first experience with the game, and there are plenty of scenarios we could have played where it would have been way longer. Of course, again, Terence and I usually...
Anything from Mad Titan's Shadow would have been 50% longer. Would have gone 3 hours. Because they just have so much health. That was the thing. We were talking about Collector. So he had, I think, 90... I'm trying to do the math. It's like 96 health or something that he had here. No toughs, no guards.
Now...
So the only thing he had was that little thing that came out twice. So we did 98 damage, which isn't really that much. It's 33 per person, you know?
I'm rethinking this a little bit. And let me get back to this in a minute. But let's go back to the chat, because I do have a thought that might contradict everything I've said for my entire life about this game at more players. But we'll go into that in a second. So Victor says, Peter's going mad. Arkham Horror crossover. There you go. Brian's Basement says, I feel part of the co-op play is building your decks together to maximize each other's heroes. Absolutely agree. We definitely had discussion this week.
Yeah.
9 Down says, it sounds like a very weak electric shaver from the 50s running out of batteries. Thank you. Okay, so it's not just me. Like, there's definitely some kind of a like vibrating thing going on out there.
But it's not coming through Skype apparently, because like...
I wonder if it's my computer.
Like, if Brandt and I don't hear it, then it's not coming through Skype.
Yeah, that's weird,
Right.
because I hear it for sure, but I don't know what it would be on my end. But anyway, all right. Wasteland says there's an evil giant bug in one of your houses. Yeah, that was the other thing. I was like, is there a cicada flying around here somewhere? Okay, so I'm not crazy. We've determined that. So let's just retract that.
I mean, maybe they're just being nice to you.
I mean, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe you just know who your true
That's right.
fans are.
Thank you, 9 Down and Wasteland. I appreciate it. So Mary's got my back. That's for sure. All right. So here's my potential contradictory statement to everything I've always said about multiplayer games. Maybe at 3 players and 4 players, because you can specialize more, right? Because even at 2 players, it's real hard to micro focus on just attacking. Whereas 3 players, you can have a justice player, you can have an attacking player. Not that I did that much more damage. I mean, I was not getting the sword at the, like, for 90% of the game really did not work out well, and then Bug coming out late and all that. Like, there was definitely some slow play there to my aggression.
The only reason my damage went up is because I got Embiggen out on one of my turns. Like the second turn when I flipped down, I was able to draw enough cards to get, and then suddenly all my 3 damage attacks and 4 damage attacks were 5 and 6, and my damage actually racked up pretty well.
But I wonder if having those specific roles actually speeds up the game a little bit, right? Rather than slowing it down. So a 3-player game could potentially be the same length or even faster than a 4-player game if you are building that way specifically, right? If you're building for each person to have a specific job, I wonder if it doesn't speed up gameplay, because 2 players, it's real hard to just have a focused damage dealer. And I feel like that's what you pick up with 3-player.
Right. No, it's true. And you're not wrong when you say, like, we're 3 experienced players. That's always my point, is like, I don't want people to think you should never play this game at 3 and 4 players, which I don't think is what people are saying, but they're just
that's what I've said.
If you play, it's if you play, it's going to take so long, but not once you're experienced, or if you play on standard. I've taught 3 players, so I think you're absolutely wise when you say, when you're teaching people. It was a little weird when you said when you teach your wife, you're going to have her play solo.
Well, think of
that. I mean, that's fine because you can help with all the rules.
How long's a Rhino game going to take? Like,
yeah, Rhino doesn't take very long. So I taught Eric Summer and his sons. They came to our store and we played one time. 4 players, I played 2. It wasn't an hour to fight Rhino.
I've taught both of my kids solo. And then I had them even play solo against Claw as well. And then I joined them for Claw. So it wasn't even adding much. But still, that lengthening the game and having the downtime between their turns, right? Just for me taking my turn, as quick as that can be, or as slow as that can be, made it so and doubling the health, of course, of the enemy as well, made it go from something they really enjoyed the 2 times they played solo to something we never played again after that, for both of my kids. So it was a consistent experience where adding that second player in actually made it too long for them specifically.
I think our longest 3-player stream game was, we did Thanos Expert 2, and that was just mass control because those Expert 2 cards are brutal in 3-player. And so we had to, like, build up. We did the 3 mystics, and we had to build up all that stuff and hold cancel cards. So that took us about a little over 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours and 45 minutes to beat Thanos. He also has, like, the highest health in the game, other than Loki.
Yeah. Well, and I think part of it also is I do over-explain a lot of what's going on in the game because I want people. I mean, it's just a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, I want people to see the cards. Now, I didn't do that as much today as I normally do, but I certainly make sure it's like, okay, what did you do again? And I know for a couple of your turns today, I did miss, like, half of what you did. And, like, you had a bunch of cards out. It's like, all right. So I do know that there are ways to play it faster. Look, I realize us streaming is more meant for entertainment than actual speed that you would play the game at the table. There's 0% chance that we would play as slow because we're not talking out all of our stuff, at least as in detail as we do when we're streaming.
I can't wait to test you on that at Con of Heroes, because do you even remember how to shuffle a deck of Marvel Champions cards?
There's the thing. It's going to take a little time. It's going to take a little bit of time. That's for sure. But
what do I do to flip this card? What button? No, just flip your palm.
It's hilarious because I do own literally everything in the game, and I would say,
are they? Do you have them sleeved and ready?
Nothing
to play,
sleeved.
Or are they still
nothing sleeved?
He's gonna show them up with all packaged.
Yeah, it's all. He'll have to like.
Everything's unpackaged at this point. There are certainly times where I have had things in shrink for a long time after we've been playing them on TTS. Look, I am all for supporting the company, but I am also I do enjoy playing on TTS. I know a lot of people say it's slower. I don't think that's true. I think Terence and I are slower. But I mean, between setup, shuffling, building your deck, I think all of it for me is faster on TTS.
How long does it take you to build a deck, man? It takes me like 5 minutes to build a deck from scratch off of Marvel CDB.
Well, no. I'm talking about taking your deck from Marvel CDB and finding every single card in your...
Yeah, like five minutes.
Well, because you have it in a
5 minutes.
I literally
folder.
I literally have my Ms Marvel deck built in front of me. That's how much I like physical cards, so that I could reference what I had and what I put on the bottom of her deck. I had it sitting here next to me.
Yeah, but Terrence, you have it in a binder. I don't. Mine are like, I have all my aggression cards together. Now I do have them separated by aspect, right, or by type. So I have events together.
Oh yeah,
I have allies together.
Like, I organize my LCGs to be played, so they're bindered and
By the way, I'm not building any
built for,
decks.
like,
As soon as I get to Con of Heroes, I'm building it live in front of you guys. You're going to see how painful this is for everybody. You guys are going to be done 5 games by the time I built my first deck.
Oh, it'll take even longer when we stand over your shoulder. Not that card. No, this card. What are you doing?
Yeah. Put this card back.
That's a terrible card.
All right, there's been a lot more chat. Let's see. So Brian's Basement says 5,000 games collectively played between Brandt, Steve, and I. Nine Down says the hyper specialization at 4-player doesn't seem so fun, but I'm the guy that has only played 3-player twice before, and I do like. I mean, you guys have seen from the way I play my games too. I do like take on all comer decks. And I think a lot of times Terrence makes fun of me for that because he's so Lord of the Rings mindset focused. But you guys are like, why are you putting Spider-Girl in? And I'm like, well, what if there's a big minion that comes out? Like, I don't know what's coming out of the deck, right? Like, I don't necessarily plan.
There was a big minion, and Spider-Girl
Well, she wasn't there at the time, but what if we had several big minions or something along those lines? So I don't know. I mean, you didn't play Mansion, right? Like, you don't play every card every game. Like,
Yeah, that random modular threw me off. Technically, he has 2 modulars. I didn't think it mattered. He's supposed to have 2.
Oh, we should have put a second modular in it.
Well, no, I think there's one. Is it 2 random, or is there 1 like assigned?
So in the campaign, you have to use the galactic artifacts, but outside of the campaign, you don't.
Wait, and did we have galactic artifacts? That's
that was
hilarious.
a random one.
So we should have put just a random second one in.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it matters other than it makes his deck bigger so he doesn't run out as fast.
I mean, it could have changed things up.
Well, it matters if it's creepy.
Well, right. Or, right. I mean, there are plenty of them that would have mattered for sure.
Anything with minions.
Anything. There's a lot of stuff that would have made that harder. Yeah, I didn't realize that because I just looked at the one in brackets. I didn't see that there was also supposed to be the artifact. So yeah, I believe the way that works is you're always supposed to put artifacts in, and then whatever's in brackets are the ones you can change out. Now, I don't think it matters because I think they said you could basically put as many modulars in as you want. I mean, it's your game, right? You can do whatever you want with it. But that's the way I would interpret it, is like anything not...
Yeah, it does say infiltrate the museum, galactic artifacts, standard encounter sets, and then 1 modular is...
Oh, so you have to use galactic artifacts?
Yeah, you have to
well,
use
we
galactic.
did. So we didn't break that rule. We just forgot to put another modular. Well... So it doesn't count. Let's start over, guys. All right, everybody. Welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop stream, your one-stop for co-op news and playthroughs.
Right. I'm playing Spidey Protection. What are you guys playing?
So let's see. I
think you're right, though, Peter. You said... Sorry. I think you're right. I think going from solo to 2-player adds a significant amount of time, perhaps even double. But I think 2 to 3 doesn't. And then I think 3 to 4 can add that layer because there's so much health and so much threat. Like, 1 player cannot control the threat in a 4-player
that's
game.
the thing. You need somebody to either be an all-around hero or to focus on threat as well. So you'd almost need 2 to focus on threat. Then protection becomes less good too. So I feel like 3 players might be the magic number for being able to do that protection, justice, aggression approach.
You just run four.
I mean, that's true.
There's
That. Although
Yeah, I want to encourage people to play 3-player games just because I think the cooperation is so good. Apparently, it's not nearly as good as Hanabi.
I mean,
but,
there's that.
Or the mind. The mind is Peter's pinnacle.
Oh, the mind is peak.
I love it.
Cooperation.
By the way, I'm bringing the mind to Con of Heroes, so anybody wants to play the mind and have a great time, I will be there.
I play with a metronome at 72 beats per minute.
You play with whatever you want, and I'm gonna throw off your metronome. You've never played with me in real life. I'm like an agent of chaos, baby. Like it's.
I'm gonna play a metronome that has a bug sound, a circadia.
Yeah, nice. So Victor said, "Yeah, we just did a 3-player here. Did it skirmish just because Arden doesn't have the patience? No. So what's skirmish? Is that just one?"
Yeah, that's just one
thing.
One stage.
I mean, honestly, I feel like one stage isn't even that much shorter most of the time. Sometimes it is. But I feel like a lot of times you just you do the build up early, and then what happened today, right? You just kill that second stage right after you flip it.
We crushed him. The turn we flipped him, right? He was at 7,
3,
and then Terence defended.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
And did 4.
Yeah.
So he was at 7, so we did that, and then we brought him all the way down to 28. So we did 26 damage plus 7. We did 33 on the turn we flipped him, and then the 28 plus.
Yeah, that was the one turn I did damage.
Well, which is hard because I started him at 24.
Yeah, he did 8.
So the fact that he ended at 28 was
true.
really, like, we did some stuff there. So yeah, Victor clarified just beating one phase of the villain really helped with her enjoyment. So yeah, I mean, I think that's good. Again, these are strategies for getting new players into the game. Because I'll be honest, I played with Mike and Jerry, and I don't know, neither of them love the game, but I don't know that either of them have played much.
But it got a 5 out of 5, all pros from Mike and the review.
I mean, that's because he just wanted
one of the few perfect reviews from Mike for a game.
Did you?
Yes.
Man.
5 pros, 0
he's just
cons,
shilling to fantasy Blake.
I mean, it was the first game that they had sent us in a long time. So yeah, he was just going for it. I mean, honestly though,
it's pretty close to perfect to me.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see both sides of it. I mean, I love it obviously, but I could see why people wouldn't. People who are looking for a more thematic experience, more story-driven experience.
I wouldn't even say thematic. I would just say, like, if you're not looking for, like, a boss beatdown at its core kind of game, like, it's
not like Marvel.
Yeah,
like if you're tired of Marvel, then,
yeah.
You know.
I mean,
get out of board games because it's.
I mean, honestly, over. Jerry doesn't like co-ops, right? Like the fact that he plays any co-ops with us at all is like,
gotcha. Well,
I mean, is pretty amazing. So there is that. So let's see.
Yeah, I just want to encourage people to play 3-player, but you're not wrong to give people tips like, hey, the first time you play with people, play the villain. Just help them with their cards, answer their question. I think all of that is valid. But I think once people have 10 plays under their belt, like they shouldn't be afraid of 3-player, of expert. You know what I mean? Like I think all that stuff is fine. At 4 players, I think it's still fine to play standard, like just to keep that time down. I think there's so many benefits to being able to, I'm going to take an action. And I started doing it on your turn. I was flipping for my Teen Spirit, and I was using Amir Khan just to cut some of that time down.
Which is why I missed it all.
I think you're technically supposed to ask if you can take an action. I think that's what it says in the rulebook.
It's true. But I was afraid if I asked, Skype would shut down on me.
That's fair.
I mean, to be honest, I wish the game was simultaneous. That is still.
I still don't agree with that for me personally, but
I mean,
I know how much you and Mike.
Well, there's just so much of the game that is simultaneous already. I just wish it all was.
Have you played Shards of Infinity?
Yes,
I have.
Have you played the co-op?
No.
It is simultaneous,
right? And it's fast. It's super fast.
I had players hate that. When I played with 4 players, they hated it. And when I played with 2, people liked it because they felt like they knew what they were doing. But on 4 players, it was like, I'm turning the dial, they just couldn't take it. So from that experience, I enjoy this being in turns.
I think simultaneous is really hard at higher player counts because you just have like, unless you don't care what other people are doing, it is really hard to track what is going on.
I think there's a lot of stuff in this game that you don't care what the other person's doing.
Well, that's just you, Peter. If I was playing with Brandt and two other people, I would care what
Well,
they're
but
doing.
Brandt,
That's right.
as he was saying, was doing a lot of stuff while we were doing our turns, right? So there was a lot of
No, I mean I knew what he was doing. I was watching his board
while I
area.
was taking my turn.
You yeah.
Well, okay, so you weren't paying attention to what I was doing. There's no way you could pay attention to both, right?
I mean, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Drawing for a card
Yeah, drawing for a card is like
and
not
whatever, spending
yeah,
a
like,
resource.
that's like
it's
not the but like what each player basically does on their turn is the thing you care about.
Well, right, but that's what I'm saying.
I thought it was super interesting.
No, I was
Sorry,
just
go ahead.
saying, I wish that you could do all that boring stuff like flipping to your alter ego side or flipping to your hero side.
Flipping is
Or
not
attack-
boring. Is definitely not boring.
Or like punching the villain, all the boring stuff.
Yeah, all the
No.
boring stuff. Punching
Like,
the villain, flipping.
but it would be nice if I could use my allies on your turn, like to make the puzzle more. I wouldn't even mind if they had more health or whatever else to make the the balance the same. But just something to integrate everybody on everybody's turn. I'm not saying it has to be played simultaneously.
I think it's just it's what makes events more valuable, right? Like I feel like you basically devalue cards by the simultaneous thing you're talking about. And it's fine if like you don't enjoy that as much because you like simultaneous, but I guess having gone through like Lord of the Rings, like for a lot of that stuff, it's just like there's action windows and things in this card game, and it's designed that way for a reason because it makes, and I've said this before, it makes certain cards way more valuable. It makes certain decisions cost a lot more. Like flipping down does mean if you are not the first player the next turn, that is a thing you have to factor in, not just like, oh, well, the villain has this much threat on the scheme, and like I have the ability to flip down. Like if you really do need to be able to do whatever thing you do, like that's just the cost of going into alter ego, right?
I got to
Like,
pick on flipping down, Terence. Not picking on flipping down.
well, flipping down just has large ramifications because it's one of the like things you can't do, right? Like
And
out of turn.
allies. But Lord of the Rings
And allies, but generally flipping down is a bigger cost because it's like usually you have hero actions in your hand and you just can't play them, right? Like you have to wait till it's your turn.
But here's the thing, in Lord of the Rings, the whole game is simultaneous. Like for the most part. Like yes, when you're playing your cards out, actually no, when you play your cards out that's simultaneous. When you decide
No. Every player goes in order and player turn from first player. You don't play simultaneous.
but you're
when you activate questing, you activate them in turn order.
but it's so
not
integrated,
simultaneous.
right? Like you're doing all the questing stuff
Yes.
together. You're doing all the card play together. You're doing all the
I mean,
like,
I think people complained that it was so complicated because it splits the turn
Right.
up, and so you can make it much easier because it's like smaller sets of things. And in this game, one of the things that what they've done is they basically jammed all the player level things into one basically phase, right? And so that's one of the big differences. But yeah, combat is in turn order. Like literally everything is in turn order in that game. Actually, like how you engage, engagement's done in turn order.
well,
The
yes,
turn order matters,
engagement.
right?
I agree with you there. But let's be honest, you're still deciding that stuff simultaneously, right? You're like, how much are you going to quest for? Okay, well then maybe I'll quest for 2 more. Maybe I'll boost your guy. Like you're still doing all those decisions simultaneously together. It's not like I'm sitting here thinking about something else while you're doing your questing points or whatever. I'm not thinking about. I mean, maybe I'm thinking about how much
You're
I'm
still in
gonna
the
attack for.
same.
You're still in the
decision.
same.
Well, I mean, you're thinking about who you're sending, right? Like it's the same thing as playing cards, it's just there's smaller phases, so you don't have as much to think
Sure.
about. Like,
What really
I don't
ends
know,
up
like, that's
happening,
kind
what
of
I
status.
think what you're saying is, who is my ally going to? I'm the first player. Who's my ally going to attack? And we need to go through everybody's turns to figure out where the best place to do that is. So that's where it slows down. If you're talking through that, right? If it's hit the villain, it doesn't matter.
Right.
If there's nothing on the board and I'm just attacking the villain, it doesn't matter. Everybody's just going to hit, right? Like we did on the last turn.
Well, but see, that's
But
the
if
interesting
you had
part.
little thing, oh, who's going to remove my guard? Who's going to do this? And that's where the action windows can be interesting, like a relentless assault.
yeah, I guess
Pick
I
up a
love
card.
those little windows and things. I think those are things that make card games fun for me. And I think simultaneous basically strips all that away and makes game more boring for me
I
personally.
guess simultaneous
the
is
puzzle's
not
just not
the
as
thing
interesting.
I'm going for here. I don't care if it's
Maybe
simultaneous or not.
you might be thinking anybody can go first, then somebody goes second, then somebody goes third, and that could be a little more open, right?
I'm almost. It's not even just that. It's like, why restrict? And I get Terrence's point. It makes events more valuable, but why restrict what I can do on somebody else's turn? It doesn't have to be that we play at the same time, but it could be that I can decide what to do on your turn, and I'm like, oh, hey, we need 1 damage here. Let me use my ally to plink off a tough, right? Or whatever else. Like, I mean, so much of it, I think it's a weird, like, thing that only events and actions can be done on other players' turns, but other things can't. It's just, I don't know. It's just a weird line to be drawn.
I guess to me that just feels like a card game.
I guess.
Like, there's so many restrictions in Lord of the Rings for me, too, of just, like, you can't attack outside of this very specific window, but you can play cards outside that window to do things that circumvent it. So, like, the fact that that's how it works in Marvel, except it's compressed in a single phase.
It gives them design space. I'll give you that. It does give them more design space to say, oh, just do a basic attack here. But there aren't cards that say that, right? There aren't cards that say, well, maybe there are...
Quick Strike. Or Quick Strike. When, like, all the ones that do it are, like, when you make a basic attack. And so then cards that say, like, exhaust your hero to do an attack as an action is now, you like, in True Soul, you'd be like, well, that card's kind of dumb. I would just, like, do the thing, right? But, like, now that card becomes valuable in a multiplayer
But they don't have
game
that card.
when we talk about, like,
Nebula is the prime example.
Yeah, Nebula is the prime example.
Because she has to trigger all of her upgrades at the start of her turn, but if she's not the first player, then she can play Lethal Intent. Is that the card? That lets her trigger all of her things. And she's way more powerful with Lethal Intent in multiplayer than she is in solo.
Even not Lethal Intent, you can trigger other, like, attack or things when you have the other boosts on you, right? Like, oh, I can do Overkill, so I can actually, like, now play an attack event.
But is that good that her power level changes based on player count? I mean, you're fighting for a point that I don't know that I think is good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
I mean, I don't think it's good or bad. I think it's just that's the game design, right? Like, certain heroes are definitely better or worse depending on player count.
Sure.
I mean, that's just how
Galaxy's Most Wanted is not my favorite campaign because of the solo expert campaign, which is in my mind a nightmare, and I played it hundreds of times and never beat it. Terence loves it. And has. I mean,
I don't play it on expert though. I play like expert, but not campaign expert.
Yeah.
I think campaign expert's insanely hard. You definitely have to bring like I even think like standard campaign expert villains, you have to bring a top tier hero to beat it, right?
So what Terence is trying to say here is he doesn't play with just for people who don't know. So what he plays the villains on expert. So the normal game you'd see with expert villains. But what he doesn't do is he deck builds between games to deck build for that villain specifically, which expert campaign says you can't. Expert campaign also has much tougher event cards that start face up.
It's the side schemes, right?
They're just way hard.
It's just like imagine Ronin with harder side schemes.
Yeah, and they all punish you for removing them.
And then the third part is keeping your health from one game to the next. So those are the three things you play without when you're playing the expert campaign, right? Or expert game standard campaign, I guess. Anything else change?
Yeah. I mean, just I think 3 villains. The villains are nasty on level 3. A lot of them.
Yeah, the villains are pretty nasty. I really enjoy Galaxy's like in non-campaign though, like
I definitely would agree with you there. Something like the Collector. I mean, Galactic Artifacts was fine, but if we had that other one in, the Menagerie, it's brutal. Because there's guards in there you have to get rid of. There's things that attack you immediately. There's Confuse to keep you from thwarting, which, I mean, I was thwarting pretty well, but if you had added a Confuse there, I'm done. Because if I'm confused, I can't play Lay Down the Law, get it back, and play it again. I can't do anything. So I can't remove any threat just by being confused.
If you play Lay Down the Law, it would get rid of your confusion, right?
And then it would go away because I can't take it back because it didn't resolve.
Yeah. Oh, it says specifically on Ms Marvel.
Yeah, after you play an event, return it. But I have not now played it because it fizzled.
Huh.
From the confused.
I guess I didn't. I guess I didn't realize, because I still thought you played it. It just played for no effect. Interesting.
Nope, it gets canceled and it removes the confuse instead.
Got it.
Yep. So it hasn't been
it
played.
doesn't count as you playing a thwart.
Got it.
Yeah, it counts as being
Basically,
canceled.
so
yeah,
but
so just punch.
I think you still technically play an event card, but it's not a thwart event at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how if you're stunned 1-2 punch, you can't play 1-2 punch, which sucks.
Right.
All right, so there's tons and tons of chat that we've been missing. All right.
They're talking about somebody's getting a Wormwood table, and they're talking about Kickstarter.
Well, no. Before
separate from
that,
what
they
we
were talking about what we were talking about earlier, which was
Making fun of you.
Yes.
Shuffling cards,
So
flipping
Fair
cards.
Victor showed friend a couple of weeks back. Skirmish. Okay. Lots of laugh at Remember How to Shuffle. Yep. So they were laughing at me for that. At the con, Peter is just going to press down the deck with his finger and wait for the cards to spin and shuffle themselves. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle the deck in my hand like this, like up and down like a shake weight. Because that's what you do in Tabletop Simulator. You grab it and you wiggle your mouse. So I'm just going to wiggle my hand and
I think Peter's just gonna bring his laptop and then play.
That would be hilarious.
Guys, you want to join me? I'm in my hotel room. You want to jump on and play with me?
No. I'm gonna be there at the table. I'll just do all my actions with my virtual deck. That would be awesome.
You're gonna set up a LAN party?
Yes, with a LAN party. Nice. I will just connect. Do some dial-up plays next time. It's fun to tease Peter about it, but yeah, totally agree. It's so clean and quick on TTS. There's 9 down. No setup of the game. No breakdown of the game, and mats and sorting and all that. Wasteland Sniper says, yes, I much prefer to play with real cards. I'm super excited to be able to meet you guys and play some games at Con of Heroes. Yeah, by the way, if you don't know what we're talking about, Terence, you want to put your plug in for Con of Heroes real quick?
I hear Brandt's volunteering for it now. But yeah, Con of Heroes, it's a convention that's all about Marvel Champions, which is why you're here on every Friday night, right? And it's going on in May 18th.
No, 20th through the 22nd.
Yeah. I don't know. 20th
I know, because I'm not coming in till the 20th.
What year?
Oh, right, yeah.
2022, by the way, if you're watching this in the future, I guess we
2022.
should...
Yeah, May 20 to 22nd, 2022. So you're really just repeating the same numbers twice. Yeah, and it's going to be at Game Center, which used to be owned by FG, but now got sold back to Christian, I think.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there's if you haven't been, there's actually kind of in the back, there's kind of a big room, I think, where they do the tournaments and things. And so we have that whole kind of back area reserved just for the people who are coming. And yeah, it's just going to be a weekend of playing Marvel Champions. We got some cool stuff planned. There's the stuff on Friday where we're all going to fight Ultron and see how many drones we can take down.
I mean, Brandt's just coming with his rocket deck.
I'm like, how do I not play Rocket in that event? Is that just not begging me to play Rocket?
You can totally
and
play
Terrence is going to play
kill
Thor.
All the drones.
I feel like, and I'm going to bring Venom.
There you go.
No, Peter's going to bring Valkyrie so you can kill the one drone.
Or no, you bring She-Hulk. And then you play at a table of 20, and you kill all the drones with the ground stomp.
Ground pound, ground stomp.
I mean, I don't want to play 4-player, let alone 20. Come on, Brandt. Get out of here.
20 players.
All right.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to make Peter play a 20-player game.
No way. It's not going to happen. 9 Down says, I do love the feel of it, just not the breakdown after the game's done. Brian's Basement says, the breakdown is my favorite part. I break down my decks before our streams are even done. I mean, I don't care about breakdown. It's the finding the cards and all that. That bothers me.
You just need to be more organized, Peter. I feel like that's the TLDR of what I'm hearing here.
Yeah, I agree.
But how does it take you to build a deck, Brandt?
I'm building a deck for tomorrow for Nebula, and I mean, I'm probably on 10 to 15 minutes of really searching through, but I know where all my cards are. So I could build one in 5 though. If it was like we need to play in 5 minutes at the con, and I'm not worried about.
Like if you knew all the cards in the deck and you weren't like designing the deck.
Oh yeah.
Just had
I could find them instantaneously. Like, yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, I think it's just you don't do it enough, Peter. I think that's really. I think it's more of a like lack of, I think, familiarity with like how your cards are set up.
Oh no, I know how they're set up and organized. It's not great. I'll be honest.
Is Shoebox considered set up and organized?
No. I actually have it all. It's right behind me here. I have them all in 3 boxes. So I got.
Yeah, do you do like just like BCW kind of deck box?
No. I use the boxes. Actually, I use 2 of the expansion boxes and the main box because they have the dividers down the middle.
You put your player cards in there too, right? You put your player cards in there.
So I have all the player decks. So this one is Galaxy's Most Wanted. I have every hero's deck in here, just the 15 hero cards. So that's in Galaxy's Most Wanted. Sorry, that was a box fart. And then Mad Titan Shadow over here. Again, just divided down the middle. What do I have there? I have all the aspect cards. So I have my basic cards, aggression, justice, leadership. So those are all sorted in here.
Yeah, I used to do that for Lord of the Rings, but I realized as the card pool grew, it was just much harder for me to deck build.
Hey, what did I just say?
And so then once I switched to binders, it became simply easier for me to kind of flip through because you get to see like 9 cards at a time, right?
Right, but that's my point. Is like,
and then if you do it enough too, you actually know like you're just like, oh, I need that card. I know it's like about here. And so actually, I think a lot of people do kind of a thing like Mary's saying, like alphabetical order, categorized by aspect type.
I do have it by aspect. Like I said, I have it both broke down by aspect and then type of card. So I have all my resource cards together. I have all my event cards together. I have all my allies together. But yeah.
That's what I have, and then I just have them sorted by cost. I don't do alphabetical. I just do cost because I tend to know Stealth Strike costs 3 and Ant-Man costs 0 plus the resources, and
Yeah, I actually just do release order, which is kind of a weird thing, but it means I never have to reshuffle the organization as cards come out. They just slot
right in the back
behind by aspect. Yeah, by aspect. And so because I deck build a bunch basically every week for stream, I do this like every single week, right? I'm at least building one, if not more than one deck. It also means like I kind of get to know the card like chronological order very well. And so it's just like, oh, I need crew quarters. And I know that's like in this release and it's like this far back and it's between like I've seen that card, so I know it's like past this. Oh, I've
so but then you got to put it back that way too, right?
Yeah, but I have it in my binder. So it takes me actually a little while to unpack and sort cards because I will write on these like kind of mini index cards and I'll put them in the binder page. And so all the cards have a spot for them, and there's a name and kind of the card like ID number of like the release and then the number of the card. And so every card for all my LCGs have a spot in the binder of exactly where it needs to go. And so I never like.
So now I feel not so bad about you guys making fun of me for TTS because what I do is I turn on TTS and I put import deck, and 10 seconds later I'm ready to play.
Yeah, and to me it comes down to like on that front, I don't like playing board games on computers.
I mean,
so there's that element which I'm super happy that people can. I bought TTS solely so that I could play Roy Cannaday's
Marvel Champs with us on stream.
No, Roy Cannaday's Last Light game that's coming out eventually because Roy Cannaday is a good friend of mine, I would say. And I think he would say the same. And so I wanted to play his game, so I bought TTS. And this is my wife's work laptop, so I can't use it during the day. So I also have that disadvantage where I don't actually have a computer I can play on. At 10 o'clock at night on a Friday, I can use it.
Yeah, I mean, during the day, I am at work, so so I can't play it either during the day.
Or just, whatever, home from work. I could probably sneak up, but my wife's working or whatever, or don't mess up my computer.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, Terence bought a new computer just to play Marvel Champions on TTS with us. By the way,
Man.
True story. True story. By the way,
I just bought TTS.
It was just annoying having to deal with the stuff, and if we were doing it every week, it was just.
I mean, this was 1 week in.
I'm
like, Terence, what's going on? He's like, oh, I just bought a new computer. I'm like, why'd you buy a new computer? He's like, so we could play every week. I'm like, what? It's the most expensive. Like, it's people are like, oh, TTS, like you're buying it, it's way cheaper. Not if you have to buy a new computer. It is not way cheaper. Like, you'd be way better off buying.
I think I still have spent less money on all the cards for Marvel Champions than playing.
Oh, for
TTS.
Sure, no question about it. I mean, you're talking thousands.
Wait, have you gotten Steve? But the question is, have you gotten Steve to buy a new computer?
Steve needs a new computer so bad.
Oh, I meant to say this at the beginning. Speaking of Steve, your Steve from One Stop Co-op Shop, he is going to join me on Step Into the Portal to play Lord of the Rings LCG.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll have more crossover content.
Doesn't cause his computer to crash, so you got that going for you.
Yeah, well, his was crashing with TTS, right?
His crashes with everything.
Yeah, it was.
So we're going to play old school. You can actually, like, when you buy those cards, Peter, you can take them out and shuffle those, and you can play with those physical cards.
What are cards? Is that a thing? Is that a thing people used to do in the olden days? I mean, yeah. I don't want it to make it.
Yeah, it's like living before electricity.
Right. I don't want to make it sound like I hate board games. Obviously, I love board games. I mean, I've dedicated 90% of my life to board games outside of work and my family. Right? Like, it's all I do. So it's not like I don't play stuff on the table. I play stuff on the table all the time. I just find that when I was playing on the table all the time, I never broke down my starter decks because it was easy for me to just grab a deck and play. Now I feel like it's a lot of work to build the deck physically to play. So honestly, since I broke down my starter decks, I play much less physically than I ever did in the past. So
no, I mean, I think it makes sense. Like, it's just people's preference, right? Like, for me, I have a Nintendo Switch. I hate holding the thing. I sit on the couch, 10 feet away really with a blanket on top of me and play on my TV. I don't hold that thing in front of my face. I hate that.
It's a really awkward. It's like actually a really terrible handheld as a sidebar. Like it's like too big to like be a really great handheld. But then also it's basically like a thing that's like not good at both things. Like it's
not
like,
powerful enough to be
Yeah, like not powerful enough to be a home console, but also like too big to be like it's portable but not handheld portable. Like I feel like the epitome of a handheld portable is like a thing you can pocket or like travel with really easily.
Yeah, I guess they wanted a bigger screen. Was really
and they want so I totally understand why like it is not like the best kind of thing for the thing you're talking about. Cards to Peter is like ancient.
Yeah, Brian's basement said. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. No, I mean, look. I design board games. I play board games all the time.
Whoa. You design games on TTS, correct?
Yeah, we do play on TTS. That's very true. That's very true. I mean, I did. Nice. I might have said at some point recently that I don't look forward to the next time I ever have to make a physical prototype, and I never plan on doing it. Now, Unpub's coming up, so that's actually going to probably be proven to be a lie.
Just bring the laptop. Peter.
Yeah, bring my laptop and play it there. But yes.
I mean, to be fair, for like that particular use case, I feel like TTS is a godsend, or any like digital kind of platform for that. Like, no one wants to like do the like print and play kind of thing as a designer for how often like you're changing things. That would.
It depends how small the game is. We tend to design bigger stuff. Now the next game you'll see from us is not going to be bigger, but we tend to do bigger stuff, and that's just a hassle. I mean,
but even for smaller things, right? Like even if you're just doing a card game kind of thing, like it's just like more annoying and harder to do it. Where it's just like if you're just changing text for digital thing on TTS, like you can do it instantly and like give it to the players, right? Like I don't know, it just way less work.
Yes, you are correct. But certainly if I streamed like non-TTS, I could stream faster because a lot of times I either have to wait for the TTS mod to update or I have to I've scanned the cards myself to stream when a new pack comes out for Marvel Champions, right? So it actually doesn't help me get things to the table any faster. And in fact, a lot of times it's more work for me to do, even though I would guess a lot of people think it's less work to do it on TTS. I think to some degree it is, but some degree it's actually more work.
You do get more clarity for sure. The fact that you can just hit Alt and show a card to people is very nice, especially for that style where you're explaining through all the cards, right? You're doing that like, hey, imagine you're almost new to this game or under 10 games in, right? Or you've never played Ms Marvel or you've never played Collector. You're great with that. Like, and I explain some of them. I'll tend to explain right from the start, but I don't explain an hour into our stream. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You just need the Team Covenant style where like you just obviously have the other tech guy that you've employed on your stream to clearly just pull the card up while you're playing, right?
I mean, Rado does it really well, and Steve actually has the same setup where he's got a green screen with a second camera set up off to the side where you slide the card under it and it like covers the whole screen, so it's almost like hitting the Alt key but in real life. If I had a setup like that, I would do it more often, but I just don't have a dedicated room for that. Like,
I had that, but like tech is a nightmare. I am a talk person. Like, I like to talk, I like to play the games, so I set that thing up. But so what happens is on computers, if you put two cameras into the same USB port, they can one or the other can freeze up. So I read about this, and you have to have them in separate ports. So I have an overhead camera, plus I have a face camera that's not my webcam, plus I had that third camera, and then that also needed space. And the table that I play on is just about big enough for 1 or 2 players. I don't have like a Rathskellers or anything, big fancy dining room table that I'm playing on. So I don't have space for that other camera.
Yeah.
But I have done it. I've done it on some other streams. I've had it work. When we played from the store, we played on the big tables, the 3x6 tables that were for wargaming.
Yeah.
For miniatures and stuff. And so we had that set up where we could do that. It's not bad. It's pretty easy. But that's the problem is your cameras freeze. So I think you have to have extra USB ports. Or I don't know what people do. I'm just not a tech person. Right. So I'm always just trying to figure out what's going on and whatnot.
Well, in my retirement days, when I stream nonstop and that's all I end up doing, I will I will make that setup and I will put the time and effort in. At this point in my life, I just don't have the bandwidth. I mean, I barely have the bandwidth to design, edit the podcast, play games on stream, design games. I think I already went over that. Hang out with my family, like go to work every day, like.
I'm glad that's like.
Oh yeah, no. Let's go through.
Go to work.
Well, I mean, everybody assumes I'm assuming everybody's going to work and has the other commitments. I'm just talking on top of that, all the gaming stuff. It's just a lot. It's a lot. So, like I've said many times, I probably would not be streaming if it wasn't for TTS, and it's not like It's not like I'm certainly not getting paid by them or anything else, right? And I certainly would rather play physical board games, but the reality is this stream wouldn't be here without TTS.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, mine's it's two stories above where I am now in my attic, which has no heat or air conditioning, so it's just whatever temperature it is,
Yeah, that's not. I don't. You have more dedication than I do. I wouldn't be able to do that.
I mean, it's not so cold, or it will be so hot in the summer. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I've got a little space heater, and that's what I keep myself warm, for most part.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the basement just so my wife and kids, I'm not waking them up when I'm streaming and getting all super excited. Although I think sometimes I still do, but that's all right.
Yeah, it's another funny part too. Like I'm usually when I'm watching your streams, I'm falling asleep because I'm being a high school teacher. I'm up at 5:30 in the morning, so staying up till 12:30 is not the easiest. So that's when, like the other week, you wanted me to come on and talk, which was totally fine. But I was like, I'm like half asleep already. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally get it. And yeah, I mean that was totally last second planned. Anyway, obviously you could tell not a lot of this is thought out ahead of time, because a lot of times it's just like, all right, let's go play. And I mean, I think that's both good and bad, right? I think, super planning out decks and things like that is very cool, and coming up with like these super fine-tuned decks is awesome, and I think that's certainly something that a lot of people want to see, but I think at this point people know they don't come here for that. Like, well, maybe for Terence, yes, not for me. For me, I'm like, I throw something together, then they yell at me and I yell back, and then I do what they say anyway, and then I just like show up with the deck. So.
Speaking of decks, I did ask in the Discord in our group channel, like, one of the things I wanted to maybe ask the two of you, like, how do you think like building a deck with playing with like Peter and I play every week, and so we kind of oftentimes know how we'll play, or I'll assume like Peter has Bug and Energy Spear in his deck or something to bring out aggression.
In his leadership deck.
Like what?
Yep.
Yeah. Like how would, like, because Con of the Rings coming, or Con of Heroes coming up, like how do people, like, how would you approach building decks for people that you don't play with normally, or like you don't actually have a lot of experience playing with, or you're playing like a pickup game, right?
I was actually gonna build 4 decks, 1 for each aspect before I went up. That was my goal for real, and just have those. I know this wouldn't be ideal, and you guys probably kill me, but I also feel like you could kind of change the heroes out, even if you just keep those 4 aspect decks the same. You could kind of change the heroes out. I mean, it's not going to be ideal.
Yeah, I mean,
but I mean, I feel like, as long as it's not, I mean, Widow's the exception, right? She's got so many prep stuff that's very different. But I feel like most leadership decks you could put in with any hero and be all right with. I mean, you specifically design it for that one hero, but if I wanted to change, I feel like I could pretty easily do that on the fly. Maybe even just changing out a few cards too.
Yeah, I think I didn't think about building the 4 decks. So at Con of Heroes, I'm assuming everybody's basically going to play like their deck that they brought. So I would be thinking about building like a dedicated deck, like basically this Ms Marvel Justice, which is just like, hey, you want me to play Justice? Boom, I'll take care of it. I would build like a very support deck. So if I was kind of playing with people like, oh, we're newer, blah, 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 it would be a lot of, hey, let me get a mansion down, a helicarrier down for you. Let me hand out endurances. Like, let me get all that stuff. I'm not going to worry about damage or threat. I'm just going to make you more powerful, And then I'd probably just bring 2 decks that I love to play. Like, I'm going to bring a Rocket deck, and I might bring like the Draw Your Life Spider-Woman deck that is just one of my favorite decks to play. That would probably be what I would do.
But I'm also bringing all my cards, so there's that. Like, I'm just going to bring these 3 boxes, which, I mean, even...
While we watch Peter build
No, I'm going to build the decks before I get there. Like,
Peter's bringing all of Marvel CDB with him.
Yes. I mean, I'm going to fly out there, so I could just build them on the plane, too, by the way.
Just don't drop a card.
That would be pretty terrible. Yeah, maybe I don't do that. So, we'll see. I'll figure it out. I got time. Even if I build them today, it's not like I'm going to play with my physical cards between now and Con of Heroes anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. Well, Sinister Motives might come out, between now and then, so you don't know.
Well, yeah, then I'm just going to add more to my boxes. More to add in.
Hey, this is totally off topic, but Arc Nova got delayed. I'm super sad.
I mean, I played it on TTS.
Right, but if I want to play with other people...
Well, yeah. I mean, I've played it...
I mean, like, if I want to play with my wife, I'm not going to sit on TTS on her computer.
By the way, I played it on TTS with other people. But yes, no, I totally agree. I mean...
Yeah,
and that's...
Yeah. If I want to bring it to my game group at my store, I'm not going to bring 4 laptops.
No. And at a physical game store, you probably don't want to show off that you could play it on TTS either.
Especially one that I help run or
exactly.
support or whatever. I don't know.
No, that is sad. But you know what? There's a million games to play. Honestly, I joke about being able to play it on TTS, but I haven't played it on TTS since the last time I streamed it. So it's not like I'm playing it all the time either. Certainly, I'm going to get it when it comes out physical, and I'm going to have it to play physical. Again, I prefer to play physical for most games.
Yeah.
And even Marvel Champions. I think I'm going to have a blast playing physical with everybody.
I'm cheating because Brian, who owns our store, and Larry, who's been on this, who's most often to stream with me, champions in the first year there, they're going to Gamma. And so I'm going to Brian's house and stealing Arc Nova while he's gone.
Nice. Nice.
Because he has a copy that he got from France.
It's like the good old days,
Nice.
man, where you're pasting up Agricola cards that are all in German, like putting the paste ups on them. Like, people spent so many hours doing that. It's like, holy crap! And now we've had the game for
these are the English editions that are just distributed by like Filbert or whatever it is in France. Right. And then so after Essen Spiel, Brian just put in an order for one copy of like Boone Lake and that and Gutenberg and whatever the big titles were, and then it took them 3 or 4 weeks to process and get the games, and then 6 to 8 weeks they all came in, right around New Year's Day. We got all the games from Essen.
Nice. All right, so there's a couple more comments.
That's totally Marvel Champions.
And then I feel like we should probably end it up here pretty soon. But Peter's haphazard decks are part of the fun, says Victor Von Doom. Well, I am glad you feel that way. I don't know that Terence always feels that way. I think sometimes they can be part of the frustration as well. And then Victor also says, hey, cat special guest. And Wasteland Sniper says, cat butt. I think that's a drinking event. Absolutely. Everybody who's got a drink, take it. And then Victor laughed about that. And then he says, yeah, you'd get turbulence. If I was building my decks on the plane, you get turbulence and the cards would go everywhere. So that's a nice visual to end things with, like,
yeah. Didn't you? I felt like didn't you like lose a Thor card at one point?
And
you were like very upset about it?
That card is missing. That is my only sleeved deck, is my Thor deck right now, because I had to photocopy one of my Thor cards. There were 2 of them, right? It was like a lightning strike or something like that. I had to photocopy one of them, and so I'm doing, because I didn't want to rebuy Thor, and it could be a situation where me not playing my decks right away could be part of the problem. Maybe I didn't ever actually have that card. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did, but now I definitely, when I buy something, I literally go through card by card and make sure I have every card in there before adding it to my box, because never again. That was horrific.
Yeah, so you don't want to do that on the plane. Lose more cards.
Well, yes, there is that. That is very true. All right, Brandt, Terence, you got any final thoughts before we get out of here?
We didn't ever play 4-player Mad Titan Shadow with Steve, we were going to go through that campaign.
I mean, Terence can join you on your channel for that. I'm all set. Yeah, I don't know that I could play through 4-player all of Mad Titan Shadow. That would be...
Well, yeah, I was thinking with Sinister 6 coming out, too.
Yeah. We'll see. If they bring the health back down again, we'll talk about it.
Not expert. I would think you'd play through on standard.
Have you heard anything about Sinister Motive stuff for dates?
I haven't. So, so like, literally we just... So, like, let's say it's going to come out... It's supposed to come out the 25th, they're saying. We would order next Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday is when we would place an order. So our rep would call us from Asmodee, and then they would say, these are the things that are available. But if you said, hey, next week, will this be available? They'll just say, I don't know. I don't have that on my list. So you literally get about a week and a half. You order it, and then it comes in Tuesday, Wednesday before the release.
Is that the next release?
It'll be next week. If that's when we'll know if it's coming out.
So basically, come talk to you on this Wednesday.
Yep, yeah, you can bug me Wednesday. Well, so it's going to be tricky because Brian's going to be at Gamma. So I've got to figure out who's going to do the order, which might be nobody.
That would be bad. That would be bad.
So I'm going to try to figure that out. Or I think Brian might just talk to the rep when he's in Reno. Because he's going to have to place the order. You know what I mean?
Victor Von Doom says FFG has a playthrough in 2 weeks, I think.
Right. So that makes me think they're doing that playthrough on that Wednesday, and then it would release on Friday. That would make sense, but they just haven't communicated whether that's actually happening or not.
Gotcha. So that is the next release then?
Yep.
Yeah. There's nothing else.
Okay. I don't know why I thought we had 2 heroes coming, but I guess that was the last one.
We do have 2 heroes coming, but they're coming after.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like May, right?
Yes. Who are the confirmed heroes?
Nova
Spider-Ham.
And...
Nope.
Ironheart?
Yes. They have not announced Spider-Ham.
Oh.
Yeah, spoilers, bro.
I mean, I feel like they did. I feel like
FFG has not announced Spider-Ham. There was a leak that Spider-Ham is coming.
I mean,
out.
I feel like I saw that, and I don't really look into too much stuff. So,
Why show it to you?
All right.
Right.
I was like, I'm pretty sure.
Because I knew you'd be happy about it.
I am very happy about it, if it's true, which I'm sure it is.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Peter, I know you've mentioned this a handful of times on the stream when we've done Lord of the Rings stuff, but those starter decks that you were talking about, that you were interested in looking at, those all released.
Oh, sweet.
Today.
That's right.
So maybe we'll have a Lord of the Rings stream at some point in the next week or two.
So if you're interested in those are now available. The things that Peter was talking about.
Yeah, by the way, this isn't announced anywhere yet, but I believe tomorrow night, Jerry, Mike, and I are going to be playing Burn Cycle on the stream too. So speaking of new stuff that either just released or is about to release, we're doing Burn Cycle tomorrow.
That is Chip Theory Games.
Yep. Yeah, Chip Theory. Have you played that at all, Peter, or just Michael?
We played the... so they gave us a TTS access to the demo, like, before it came out. So we had a pretty early playthrough of it. I believe we played it on the stream channel then as well.
Jason was involved in that.
Maybe. I think Jason got a physical copy, maybe.
He did cultural consulting for them.
Oh, okay. So, but bottom line is, I mean, Chip Theory sends everything to Mike because he is a big Chip Theory fanboy, so he gets a ton of stuff early from them.
Nice.
So, so we will be doing, but I think it's a publicly available TTS mod too that we're playing tomorrow night. So I don't even think it might be from Chip Theory. It might be an official one. So
that's cool.
Oh, I thought
he does have a physical game, but a lot of stuff going on with everybody's families over here. So we're doing virtual tomorrow night. That's why I never announce ahead of time, because I never know if we're doing physical or virtual. Most of the time lately we've been doing physical, but this week it just didn't work out for that. So it works out for everybody who wants to watch a stream. So that's why it's not announced anywhere that we're doing it tomorrow night, because I just found out today, basically.
And I think we'll be earlier than you. I apologize if we cross, but we're doing Champions at 6 p.m.
Oh, yeah. No, we don't start till 9:30. And it'll probably be just the one game tomorrow night, I would guess. Because I think Burn Cycle's not a short game, from what I understand.
Nice.
So, cool. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us so much. Thank you so much, Brandt, for coming in and joining us this week. And
I never know if it'll be the last time you'll invite me, so thank you so much.
I mean, we'll do it again at some point when I muster up the endurance to play 3-player again. Although, again, shorter than our normal.
To play a shorter game than your normal game.
So I don't know. If we had lost, though, it wouldn't be shorter. I feel like most of the time our games are longer because we lose at least one, and then we got to set it up and play again. So because of that, I feel like our games are normally longer. So we had it under control for 99% of the day today, I felt like.
That was good. I mean, you were straight up damaged. I mean, that Spider-Man deck is just fire good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I didn't even share it. You just had faith that I would bring a deck.
That's right. I did not comment on your deck at all. Peter got harassed.
I mean, I got killed.
Well, I didn't even share my deck, I don't think.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to next time either. Trust me. Nice.
Awesome. Well, thanks for letting me play. It was a lot of
Absolutely.
fun. I love playing.
Good seeing everybody. Bye.